Hey Vi, how you doing? How you doing today? Thanks y'all for coming to the Heyokas live vibe and chat. Oh, I appreciate it. I already got 4 thumbs up already. I appreciate y'all. The topic discussions are going to be tearing down the walls with our authentic frequency stimulation through the matrix, as well as spiritual transition, seeing a higher perspective on making boss move choices that the universe sees a power moves that the enemy wasn't expecting, and no more distracting. Move forward in your truth. A lot of us is just really embracing a lot of different things that came in. Oh Lord, I didn't know that all y'all were like 6 of them in here. Y'all need to say something. Come say hey. Hey, oh, it's like healing oracle. Oh my God, y'all just popping in on me like that. I hope y'all had a good day. Y'all know I've been gone for a few days, so I had to be able to recollect and be able to come back in. I just did 2 videos before this and 2 podcasts before that. So if y'all can check them out and show sister support, it's truly appreciated. But yeah, talking about tearing down the walls with your authenticity of frequency, the stimulation. A lot of different things now. He's like, hey, Miss Sheila, thanks for coming in. It's been a while. A lot of things you're seeing that is just a emotional, mental, and spiritual distraction to you to make you go back to your old ways. Making choices of how you used to do things, like moving through projection of what you're lacking in your life that you need to be in alignment for, being able to be very selective about what vibrations you tend to travel within, or it's like sure, checking everything out. I appreciate it. You're going through a lot of different things right now. It's like you have gone through heavy circumstances. It's just, well, like, oh my God, I'm just tired of going through these different things. You're going through heavy spiritual changes within your vibration, your frequency, even your DNA. Everything is changing in big ways, and you'll know that it's going through that because you'll start having panic attacks, hot and cold flashes, dreams is just out of this world. You're getting to that point where you stare off into space a lot more than you used to. Your hearing and your eyesight is getting very sensitive. You're going through a lot of these situations is where you're like, okay, the BS is not able to distract me. Or even if you feel like you're about to go through that moment, you're already checking yourself like, what's going on. Is I've had all but I'm moving forward. Yeah, that's what it has to, because it's like, even though you may be dealing with heavy burdens right now, it's like stomach job. Yes, that's why I had to go jump in between this time. I had to go boo-boo, but I had to go pee, even though that's TMI before I got here, and I've been, running back and forth to the bathroom because I've been drinking a lot of water, and then I actually exercised today. So it feels like my bladder is very active right now. It's a yes, above all. Yeah, you're going through these things. You may even find yourself like your limbs are going to sleep a lot more. Like you feel like, if you sat in a certain situation for too long, in a position too long, all of a sudden your foot went to sleep, you got poor circulation, you're going through a lot of different things. Your appetite may pick up, or some of, you may be lacking eating. I know I've been eating cereal like a mug lately. I've been like, why am I eating so much cereal? I've been craving Frosted Flakes like crazy. So I've been trying to, eat through that. And then, but now I got me some, while I was eating today, peaches, strawberries, and grapes today. Jerk and move. Yes. I've been going to sleep and feel like somebody yuking me out of bed. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Okay. Waking myself up, and it's crazy. Like, what? It's like, dang, what is all this going on? Like right now, I'm having hot flashes. I'm really having hot flashes. Like, I'm tired, but I'm very energetic. Like, I've been drinking water, but then I had to get me some Mountain Dew. If y'all see some smoke over here, it's my incense. I had to make sure I purified myself. I didn't know what kind of energy was going to come through on this chat. So I said, let me protect myself. But yeah, if you may be able to see a lot of different things. Like, you may have gotten into it with a lot of people, but then you'll start seeing like little red flags that was there for a minute and you choose to ignore it, or you were just going through your own little situation. You didn't pay attention to red flags that's being shown. But then it's just like, there were situations like I just went through, and I was aggravated because I was being nice, But then it was just like, yeah, 444. Yeah, it's 444 already. Oh, you must be, oh, where you're staying at, because it's like 7:45 here. But going through all these different things, and it's just like, you know what, this is for my better benefit, this is strengthening my character. You're seeing things for what they truly are. And you'll start seeing the different changes that are taking place through certain situations. How you may have popped off before, and now you're just like as cool as a cucumber, like I'm like, oh, I'm not allowing myself to do that, but thank you for showing me that, and I appreciate it. I'm like, oh, you're not going to get mad? No. Are you going to cuss somebody out? No. Are you allow yourself to fixate on it? No. But I'm just going to allow myself to see how the changes I went through, that I went through those certain situations. You'll start seeing more. You know how you get aggravated because I'm like, oh, I'm tired of being in the same situation, tired of being around all these people. And then you'll start noticing, even though you may be there, it's like you're seeing a lot of different perspectives on, even though you're still in that situation. You'll start seeing where your angel's like, now you get it. You know how they always tell you, trust the process, what you're in a hurry for. What do you know? Why is the rush? And I'm just like, you're not feeling the vibration I got to go through every day. Like, you already, love and light every daggone thing. And I'm trying not to bust somebody's head to the white meat. You just really don't understand. But now it's just like, you know what? I appreciate this benefit because this lets me know that there's no trigger left in that situation, or there's no trigger left in certain situations that may be taken off. So you're bleeding through that line of illusion, of everything that's going on. It's like tired of being on the same level with other people. No growth. Excellent healing oracle, even you're not on that same vibration. You just peeping. You're not on that same vibration because a lot of people are being stuck. They're being oppressed. They want to keep on making you like go back to sleep. Shh, nobody ain't saying that. Shh, shh. They're like this. No, don't go. That's why I laughed at them all. I see it when people try to trigger me. I start busting out laughing, like, "Woo, I see that," and it'll be more mad because I didn't act the way they wanted me to react. All those different things. But yeah, you're not even on that level with them, because you'll notice like certain things you may have tolerated before is becoming like unbearable now. It's like I see certain things, I see certain situations that I'm like, oh, I can't do that. You may have gotten me a couple of years back and I could have been right there with you. But now I'm like, like I used to watch that show Cheaters and just be able to see all that different stuff. Like I can relate to those situations really well. But now it's just like, I don't even want to open that. I don't even want that vibration of what that person may be going through right there. I've been there. I'm good. I don't need to be watching somebody else go through that, and it's just like, that lets you know it's just certain things that you used to be able to tolerate. You used to be able to sit around. You could be basking in the ambience of that kind of, all the way over frequency is just all out in the place. It's not even no kind of, is spiking all over the place. You can't deal with that now. So you're starting to see that. Hey, Annie, what's up? It's like, if you push me now, it's like with your pinky, I'll probably, what? I'm not dealing with this today. It's like, Marta, you always going through something. Your ass is always hypochondriac. Roslynn, I'm so tired. I'm like, girl, you a trooper. Quit playing. But Annie, how you doing, baby? Thanks for stopping through. But yeah, you're not even on that same level with those people. It can get annoying. Like, I'm not even on that level. That's right. You're tired of being in that place. Just because you're in the same place, baby, the frequency ain't, it ain't computing with theirs. They choose to be that way. I said, I can't stand him. Ugh. It's like I don't want to do what I don't want to do. Because they'll be just like, blink one more time. You'll find different reasons where I'm ready to cuss you out. I've been in those situations. Like, you can burp and that'll be it. I feel very anxious and depressed lately. Vi, you're going through a lot of different changes, baby. You already, you're still going through, I don't even want to say adolescence, because I know you're like, 16, 17. You're going through your growth spurt. And that has to be very heavy for you. You're going through that because a lot of people, I go through my emotions, and it's just with you still going through your experiences, because I don't even want to sit up here and say, oh, it's nothing, because I didn't go through those spiritual changes the way you did. Like I've been going through it, but it didn't hit me until, You know, I was in my 20s, my mid 20s, early 30s and stuff like that. So, oh, you're 17. Yeah. So you're coming into an adult, but you got to think about it. You're already going through your stages. Like you're going from an adolescent to going through a young adult. On top of you going through a spiritual change. That got to be heavy. You experiencing a lot of stuff. You have being anxious, just being aggravated. Like I'm very sensitive. Like, you know, I could be happy and all of a sudden my emotions, all of a sudden I start crying. And I'm just like, where the heck did that come from? Where I start noticing how I get very emotional. Like certain things will really tick me off. You know, they've been doing a whole doing a whole lot of crazy negative stuff on social media. So I haven't been watching it. You know, I've been trying to watch a lot of different things like on YouTube, but it hasn't been about, you know, a lot of the different things that's going on in the world, you know, because it's been going through a lot. You know, it was just like the one I seen. Well, I forgot what account that was, but they always showing something. I'm like, God, dog, can we show some positive stuff? You know, they showed a man. He lives. He's a man of color. You know, he got popped for holes on his yard. You know, because he told the cops to get off his yard because they said he was being disturbing the peace, and the white people that he was living around kept calling the cops on him for every daggone thing, saying he's disorderly conduct. You know, any other person, you could have just got a citation for that. Next thing you know, this man getting life in prison. Is I feel scared becoming an adult with my drive. Baby, I would be scared too. I didn't go on to you. I would be like in the world we living in today. This is the wrong time to want to become an adult because you just don't know what you're gonna get. You say you will learn a lot. Yeah. Violet, stay positive. You have to, baby. It's just, you got to go through day by day, you know, and especially, you know, what discussions we had. I know that has to be hard because you're going through that change. And just for us adults, it's hard as hell for us. It really is. It really, really is. And we have been through this. But when you come into your age and you have to deal with that, I already know if it's scary to us, I can't even imagine what it's going to do to somebody that's your age or even a lot younger, you know. And that's all you can do, sweetie, is just take it day by day. And that's what I have to do. I have to allow myself to be saying thank you. Because I'm 40 and I feel like I'm 5. You know what, Marta, I'm out about to deal. I'm out to deal with you today. Is that, hey, Miss Allison? Hey, thank you for stopping through. Yeah, it can be, you know what, I'm laughing at you, Marta, because I'm surprised Angel ain't on here because y'all had me dying last couple of days ago. I was going through a lot because it was just like, I've been aggravated because I couldn't be so productive like I was. Timberwolf, what's up? Yes, I have good news. What was it? Couple had 9 babies. Tasmanian couple. Oh, Lord. At once without fertility treatment. Jesus. Well, congratulations. It says, yeah, me too. I'm 40, but I can feel it. Well, I'm 40. I'm 44. And I'm just feeling like, you know, I don't know. I feel like I'm 44 going to 1,004. I feel old. You know, I've been here a little bit too long. Like, can I go back now, please? Don't make me redo this life again. Can I leave now? But you're like, no, you're not done yet. You know, and there's just so many different things that's going on where, because you're going through that spiritual change and then you're having to prepare for the Lion's Gate that's about to open. And it is like, you don't look day over. Well, thank you so much. You know, it was like well, I ain't gonna say that because they ain't gonna get me on here for saying anything I ain't supposed to say, but they say that black just don't crack. So I'm surprised. I'm blessed that I don't look like what I've been through. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Is that hormones or something? Girl, what you talking about? Can you please tell me when this ascension crap and sensation are over? Like, how am I supposed to know this is gonna be over when God says it's over? I can't tell you. Well, I'm gonna calculate, you know, and 0-30 out. Girl, I can't tell you that. It just depends on what you are going through. I can't tell you when that, you know, I'm psychic to a certain extent, but I can't tell you. Marta, what does this mean when your mama do that? Does this mean something to you? Because she over here laughing at you when she doing this. So I don't know what that means. But it's like, yeah, I'm old. So man, I'm repeated old. So even when I was 4 years old, I said, Mama, I was here before. I used to tell her that. And it's like, I won't come back to this plane when I shed this body, all proper plane, of course. So I have an old soul, yet I'm scared of adults. And it's like adulthood. I'm just tired something sometimes, and I'd rather go before incarnate. Baby, I'm an adult and it scares the mess out of me. I promise you. You see her doing that. Yes. And she's doing this and laughing, and she got tears coming down. She's like, "Tell Mara that I do this, and she know when I do this, she know it teach me." Like, okay. I'm just. She told me to tell you she was doing this to you, and you should know what that means. I mean, crack up the joke with a dimple. But yeah, I do have a dimple on this. I got two, but no, it was Marta. No, me and her mom are like this. So she was talking to me to tell Marta I said this. I'm like, yes, ma'am, I'll tell her. So obviously you know what that meant. But yeah, because she's like, stop complaining. You need to be very fortunate. Tell her she needs to be very fortunate, and told her, just be grateful. You always complain about something. I'm like, okay. I'm gonna tell you what she said. But yeah. But we're all going through those different changes, y'all. We're all going through it. And your mom, girl, I thought you were funny. Your mama way off the chain with me right now. I'm trying not to pay attention to your mom because I keep hearing her. Y'all don't think I'm crazy. I have strong connections with the spirit world. So it tends when it's a long story. But anyways, going through all that, it means cray. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad it. And it's like, is she Italian? No, she's European. She's European. I forgot what it. Marta, you can tell them who you are. They're in the nether region somewhere, but she has a very strong accent. And it's like, I ain't about to claim nothing like that. It's like, they did something bad. Okay. And it's like, wonder what my ancestors are saying sometimes. It just depends. I haven't seen yours. I know we first connected and they let me see a lot of different things. Well, they let me vision a lot of different things they wanted me to know. But I know it's just like as you unfold, yeah, it's buffering. Sorry. It's like keep walking. It's like it's great. It's like great. It's buffering. 2 days that I didn't do videos. It didn't rain. Now all of a sudden today, see, it's raining. It's like it's Timberwolf saying, Vi, don't be scared. Universe God light is in charge of your life. Your soul, allow serenity to be your cradle. Yeah, it's true. You so right on that. It's even when we know that we're being protected, we're being guided, we're on a mission that, a lot of us ain't made it, but if you still here, your purpose is still needed. You matter. You're a lot stronger than you give yourself credit for. And I know, I go through these times myself. I cry and say, I give up at times. I cry and say, I don't know how much I'm going to keep on doing, continuing to do this, and because Vi, you are very powerful. I'm telling you, I would be scared of it sounds like you're like scared of your own strength. You're unfolding a lot of different things that's getting you powerfully in tune. I see that with you because when I'm looking at your essence, I feel that light is going around with you. You're going through a lot of changes that you may not spiritually understand. If it makes you feel better, us as adults, there are certain things we don't understand either. Like, why am I going through this? And it's just crazy. It's just really crazy. And Timberwolf, I appreciate you giving her those positive vibes because I know what it feels like to be scared. I don't want to tone down nobody's, insecurities because it's just like this is a scary situation for us, even for us as an adult. You're seeing a lot of different things and it's heavy. It's like, yes, it's like this year has been, well, I know. Yeah. It's just been really hard for a lot of people, a lot of people. It's like you will, you should like figure it out. Yeah, she'll figure it out, and it's just like you have to go through it on a day by day basis. It's no way easy. It's scary to us. You don't have to feel like just because you're a child, or you're going to an adulthood, and we have everything figured out. Parents don't even have it all figured out. Y'all didn't come with no instructions. Y'all had to come with a game of life. And it's just like you're going through all these different things. Annie already knew what you were trying to say. But we're going through all these different things. It's like we're this big onion. I mean, the strongest onion of it all. Like, just your smell of when it's cut, tears start flying, and you're unraveling. And the more you're unraveling, that aroma gets potent, and that's what we are. We're uncovering to what we truly are. And for us to be able to stare ourselves in the face for what we truly are, onions are strong, and that's what we are. You just on that power onion, and you're going through a lot of these different things, and just trying to be able to understand yourself, your path. You want to make sure you're doing enough. Or a lot of times when you're doing a lot, it feels like you're not doing enough. So it's like constant. It's like constant chaos with yourself, with the world, what is no longer needed, what you're trying to become. And it's like onions have layers. It's like, as Shrek said, yeah, I do. Yes, donkey. Every time I hear about Shrek, I say, yes, donkey. Be going at it. But yeah, it's just like so much stuff in the world today make me just want to close down, get into my own girl cave, and not come back out. Like, call me back when everybody is in unity, and I'll be right there. It makes you want to do that. It's like you cry a lot, then you cute little the middle one here. It's like I cry a lot. I mean, like, heck, I don't like crying. I hate it. But it's just a sign of, you're releasing a lot and going through that. When you can be honest and say, you know what, I'm scared. That is a strength right there when you telling somebody honestly. Because, that has to take a person of strength to be able to tell somebody, I'm scared. I don't know what I'm becoming. I don't know what pinnacles I'm trying to reach. I'm trying to still keep going. I'm trying to find out about myself, trying to be secure in everything, but I don't have everything yet figured out. That's where strength is coming from, because you can be honest about saying you a little bit lost. You a little lost, and I'm scared. It's okay. I'm shaking in my boots, and that lets you know that's how strong you are, because you're honest. A lot of people be walking around here like, I ain't scared, and that vibration comes out stinker than a daggone onion. Oh, I ain't scared. I'm good. You a lie. You ain't if you ain't a half a lie, you a whole life and then some, because there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the world today. People are at the ignorance of an all-time high. It really is. Since I must have a battlefield. Yeah, because I say I'm scared or whatever all the time. You have to understand, because it's just like your vibration is very potent. I've told you that a lot, but it's just the fact is, with you have gifts, but it's been labeled as, anxiety and this and this and that. They always want to label us with that mental stuff. And it's just like, when you have a lot, because girl, you at the top tier of the X-Men, okay? And that's a good thing. You like half Storm, and then the other one, what's the one to be, with the eyes and junk like that, be burning holes through stuff. That's who you're like, politically dangerous in a good way. But you have to be able to see it as that. It's like, I've been scared. Help to know what is that you need to pay attention to. Yeah, it's just like when you're scared of something, and you can be honest. Okay, what am I being scared of? And then when you can allow yourself to pinpoint what you're being scared of, that shows you exactly where you need to touch base with anyway. And it's like, I'm scared of this world. Yes, the heck I am too. It is mean, painful, and tragic. I don't go out much. I don't either. It's like, that's why I think we all should be like you, to help the ones that need it. You are. And it's like, Marta says, I can feel you. Yeah, because it's just like when I go on these, these websites, and it's just like people of color, you can get shot in front of your own house because you stand your ground. Even when you don't do nothing, people sit up here arresting you. They ain't tell you what they're arresting you for. And it's just like, with me, I'm already in danger, just endangered species, because I'm Black. You know, nobody shouldn't have to feel that way. Like, we went through segregation a long time ago, and they trying to bring that shit back. Excuse me, bring that back. They want to repeat history. Well, actually, it's been going on for a long time, but it's just now it's starting to be filmed. It's like, you know, you going through each and every minority, you know, because at first it was the black people. They still on us. Then they went to the Asians, and they started to beat y'all down too, you know. And it's just like there are certain kind of distractions. That's why I'm just like, when I see a lot of this, I'm like, what are you trying to distract us from? It's like, why you keep saying that? Because look at all the stuff that's going on. They already know race wars, that's going to cause attention. It's going to make people hate each other, or it's going to make people stand up for each other. But there must be something very big over here you want us to misguide from, because you put different things up about the economy, the money, stimulus checks, and all this. I know that you probably ain't noticed nothing about no more stimulus checks lately, because they already know. They know exactly where to pinpoint people to get their attention. Money and violence, and half the time sex, you know, that usually before anything, you know. And it's like gang stalking, that too, you know. And that's why it's just like hard for me. I don't go on a lot, you know. It's just like, even for, I just noticed, like, usually when I finish doing my videos, I always share my videos on Facebook, you know, people I have with chat, then I do on IG. When I say I just left those here, I'm like, they'll find it eventually. I have not been sharing them because I don't want to get on any kind of, you know, social media platform. Today was the first one. I'm like, dang, I haven't shared any videos in 3 weeks, you know. And it's just like, you are a royal purple phoenix. And it's like the world needs you, and you have a purpose, even if you don't know what it is right now. That's true. She is like reborn from ashes. It's like Vi is going, like, she's that phoenix that's coming out of the ashes, and that has to be very scary. Did y'all see the video of that white man arguing with that black man on the porch, and he called him the N-word and then gave out his address? Ooh, a whole bunch of black protesters came to his house. Oh God. No, I didn't. I was like, no, I didn't see that. I didn't see that one. I mean, it's just getting to that point. It's like people are really trying to, I got a right to be racist, and I'm about to come up to you with the whole kit and caboodle. You can't even walk on your own neighborhood without somebody wanting to, you don't belong here. I bought my stuff just like you did. What you telling me I don't belong here? You know, you have an audacity to be black, and you can't live. You have to be at the lowest of the low. All of us have to be that way. It's like, did you see the Karen and Victoria's Secret? You talking about the one that tried to slap that black lady, and then all of a sudden she tried to act like, oh, she was trying to hurt me. Yes, I seen that fool. Yeah, it's like, instead of Hugs Little Phoenix, it's like, yeah, Vi, your new nickname is Hug Little Phoenix. That's what your little name is gonna be, Vi Phoenix. It's like, instead of coming together and fighting bigger agendas, to play people are fighting over the dumb shit. It is. And it's like, I saw that crap. Yeah, I did. And this woman cried a river. Like, I mean, she done took Justin Timberlake out of there. You know, you done tried to slap this woman in the store, and she videotaping you. You know, and then it's just like she played the victim. I'll say, how that makes you want to think, how many other folks has gotten away with stuff like that when they didn't film it? You know, that's the things that I'm worried about. You know, I'm just really understanding that. Like, there was a girl, I guess she was, and it was just like, I felt her on both sides. Like, right now, if you're black, you already a triple threat. Don't do nothing to make the cops do something to you. You know, and a lot of times you really don't have to, you know, but I guess the girl was being suicidal, and they called the cops on her because she was endangering her life. She was jumping in a rope and junk like that. You know, before the man could even find out, he done jumped on her, have her spread eagle. You know, then the mom jumped in like, hey, I'm trying to get my child off the floor. That's a mama. I'm a mama bear. I'll peel a cop back. I ain't got time, you know, especially on my child. But then he arrests the mama. They didn't even say what happened, whatever. He just automatically jumped on that lady. And it's just like, when is this going to ever stop? It's disturbing. It is. It's like, oh, they do that to everyone. Yeah. Because I have panic attacks that was it was the fakest panic attack I ever seen. Yeah, I've had one too, and she, and then she just saw. Then you going towards the woman like, keep her away from me. You're going towards her. What are you talking about? Keep her away from me. Then the other Karens that was in there, I guess Julia's or whatever, they were in there too, and they were like, "Well, you need to stop doing this. You need to stop filming her." I'm gonna keep filming. She one of the ones that's gonna make me catch a whole case, or I might come up dead somewhere, all because this woman want to slap me and then want to make herself be seen as a victim. I'm so tired of all that mess. I don't like it. I really don't. I was seeing one, I forgot where the man was, and he said, I ain't that person. Well, he said something else. He said, I ain't that one to be played with. He lives in an upscale neighborhood, and it was just like they called the cops on him all the time. And like, oh, he's disturbing the peace. He's, being disorderly. He's drunken out in public. This man minded his own business going from work to home. This man showed the cops like, hey, I got a piece here. I ain't got scared to lose. You need to get up out of my yard. It's like, you ain't telling me, because the things that they were saying he was doing, you should have got a simple citation for. A simple citation. His wife came out naked. Like, you can tell she just got out the shower. She had a towel around her. And it was like, I was tear jerking. Like, I can't believe this. Then you shot this man like 8-9 times in his front yard because he told you to leave. I think they do that to spread negativity. It is. Because it's like it's been always going, for a long time. But it's just like when that mess happened in Minnesota with George Floyd, it just seemed like a whole bunch of cops had a wild hair up in their behind because they want to get every black person that represents anything, and they get mad. And then what makes me mad when these folks are racial profiling like that, and then you got black police officers following behind them. And I'm like, dude, you just another one like us. So I don't know what you trying to prove by doing the same stupid stuff they doing. I know his ancestors wanted to slap the spirit out of him all the way. Because this is the reason why I don't go on social media, even though I know it's not going to stop from me not being in social media. But it's at that point, they try to bring segregation back. And if you are anything, and it's just like that people don't see us as we're all, where they tainted with different nationalities, different races, authenticity, all these different things, ethnic background. That's what I meant to say. Because nobody's not all anything. You go on ancestry.com, you're going to start being mad, about the stuff. It's like we need to protest. It's like our soft underbellies by not exposing ourselves to things that disturb us. That would be a good one. That would be a good one. It's just like with me, I feel like why can't we have our own planet? Let them just destroy all what they want to do. Let's just keep the people that are here that don't mind living amongst people that are different ethnic backgrounds, sexual genders, whatever they want to, their religion choice or whatever. And we quiet, you can leave your doors unlocked or whatever, and then you can have everybody else over here that just want to be projecting all their hate on people and let them go ahead and destroy themselves while we over here in peace. God, no, we need to make a change with everybody. And I'm just like, man, only you can think that's possible. It's like only you can think that's possible because it's just like there's so much hate in this world today where people are, there was a black girl sent up here, black lady, I guess she was in college. She was studying at the playground up under the gazebo, and the man came up next week. They're going to have children here. You can't be loitering here. You trying to tell this girl she can't study her own homework in a park? Really? You're saying because the kids are going to be there. What kind of disturbing? I mean, she ain't going to be able to do homework with a whole lot of screaming kids anyway. But you coming over here making a point saying she can't be there. That's how stupid people are getting. It's like it's like, let's go for Vibe Phoenix Planet. Yeah, like, yep. I would love that. I would love that planet. I'm serious. We be having Care Bears and rainbows and all this stuff. Like, it was like Care Bear stare. It'd be some stuff like that. It's I'm black and I'm adopted by white people and I love my parents dearly. what my dad told me, it was super logic to me. What he say is I'll be a queen there, man. It was like this is like, oh shucks, thanks. You would be. They'll be looking for you advice, Vi. Like you're the strong one. What do we need to do, Vi? They'll be asking you stuff like that. But it's just like now with your situation, and it's a blessing. I'm not saying that all white people are like that because it's not. Sometimes it makes I've found people that I hang out with become more disturbed than the actual black person is because of something like that. And they used to tell me all the time, it just disgusts me that this is a falls man in the line of our family. I just don't like that. And it's like that people are insane out here going to the park for us with a mask on, all this stuff. It's like, Queen, please bless me with your with more pillows. I'm like, Lord Jesus. But yeah, we're going through all this stuff, and it's just like I start getting angry, you know, because it's just like if you're privileged and people are like, oh, you keep on calling that privilege. Y'all can just call them cops on the most dumbest things when you don't like somebody and not realizing you could be dialing up one who's very trigger happy. You can sneeze wrong and they ready to pop you with a third eye, permanent one, and you just don't know, riding bikes with masks on, for real. So I deal with racism. He tell themselves, as you will tell to a white, like no different. Yeah. I remember, what was it? We had a discussion the other day. Like, I remembered it was a situation because I was dating this white guy back in the day, and he's a roughly translate. Well, basically, but and then he was like racial slurs and stuff like that, and I'm just like, oh, I'm proud of my heritage. I'm like, okay. It's like Timber B, let's be friends. It's like, got you a new friend, but going through all that, you it was like I used to get mad about stuff like that. And I said, y'all are always talking about white supremacy. Y'all proud of that. My question is, if y'all so proud of being a white supremacist, why y'all always got to cover up your face? I'm just really trying to understand when it comes to KKKs. Y'all walking around here trying to be, the outside relatives of Casper. And I'm really trying to understand why y'all trying to do that. They had, KKKs and they had the Black Panthers. Black Panthers didn't have no problem with letting you know who we are. But then over here with the KKKs, y'all wearing sheets on. I'm like, be bold. Take that mess off. Take it off. I want to see who I'm talking to. Is this going to be my judge, my mailman? What is it, my next door neighbor? I just want to know who the heck I'm messing with. They never want you to be able to see that. I said, but you're proud though. Don't be one way in the daytime and then be something else at night. I want to see who the heck I'm messing with. It's like, can I put my email here? Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. And it's just like, we're all going through these different things. We're always going through these main changes. And, with you being an empath, you can't stand the unjust. Me, I'd be ready to pop off on somebody. It could be somebody, like a barrette or a hair part ain't even correct. And you start popping off. I'm going to pop off on you just because you messed with that person. Like, leave them alone. I got to erase it. There it go. But yeah. We're all going through these things. That's why, no problem. That's why I love being able to have chats, because there's so many of us that, can really truly understand what we're going through. And, it's like before, I didn't used to have chats like this. I did mine like once or maybe twice a month, but it actually feels good when I can, interact with y'all. We can act, funny, being able to give each other good vibes. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of times we deal with a lot of heaviness. And, it makes me feel good when you tell me, Roslynn, you know what, y'all really made my day that night, and I feel so much better. And it's like, Vi said, okay, thank you, Timberwolf. And thank you, Roz. No problem, baby. It's fine. And it's just, it feels really good when you can be able to connect with somebody that really understands your struggle. you being aggravated, you want to be in your oneness, and people think you're trying to be anti, and it's just like, dude, do you not know I'm going through some changes? I need to go to solitude. Have friends that you can sit up here and text, and they won't get mad if you don't text them until like 2 weeks from Thursday. You're like, oh, she been going through some stuff. Hey, I understand. And these are these things that you're going through. And it feels good. I'm glad Vibe feels good, comfortable here, because we all go through some different things, and you never know. It's just like it can already be awkward just by mixing vibrations together. You know what I'm saying? Even as an adult. So I can't even imagine what she's going through. And it's a good thing that she can be here. You have somebody interact with you to be able to tell you it's going to be okay. It's okay to be scared. Because a lot of times, people want to bully you or make you feel less than what you already feel like. Okay, let's add some more trauma to that person's life. No, I don't want to do that. Let's be able to find a solution for that. Let you be able to, say, okay, I'm scared too. I understand that. Because a lot of times it's hard for you to tell somebody you're scared without them trying to punk you out because you being scared. And you don't realize the one who's up here making fun of you is more scared than you are, but you being honest about it. It's like, it's like down on a cell phone for a reason. It's like, I don't own a cell phone. I got mine in it. I mean, if it's called, it's probably about the warranties you need on your car. I don't talk to nobody. I don't talk to family. All my mine that I talk to is through here. I don't be talking to them on the phone. It'll be my kids every once in a while, but it ain't even that at times. But I'm okay with that. Like, to me, I was confused when I was young. I looked at Color Purple and Go with the Wind, and I didn't understand why they wanted me. Love is why. Oh, girl, don't make me cry. Because not everybody is, it makes me feel good when you can get into, there's so many kids that's in the foster system, you know what I'm saying? And to the, that are adoptee kids, it's a blessing to know that at least you got that nurture that you needed from that family. You know what I'm saying? They didn't make you feel like you were adopted. They didn't make you feel like, you were on your own. Instead of scared of these, symptoms amping up. I had rough. Yeah. You already know, we make jokes about it, but it's some serious stuff, because you never know. Because it's like at times I'm like, damn, I know people don't put some stuff on me or whatever, where I'm always constantly tired. My emotions ain't intact. You're going through that. It's like my mom told me many times, she didn't give me a life. She waited for me in her heart. Oh, sweet. It's like my mom told me many times she don't give me life, but yeah, and I mean that's good. With my situation, it's just like I don't really talk about that, but it's just like a blessing when I know somebody actually, if the parent couldn't do what they needed to do for that person, and they wanted them to have a life that they know they couldn't give them, and then you wanted that life from I had somebody I knew. And, I didn't even know about that. And I told him about my situation. And it's just like, you may be scared thinking, the child might hate you and stuff like that. So always be in that openness of being able to tell my, hey, I wasn't able to give you a life like that. I'm not mad at my parents for what they did. I know that was a bold choice for them to do. And I never hate them for that. Regardless of what was being said. It's like, it's like you wrap all the negativity up in a blanket of light where I can't hurt you, where I can't hurt you. Shoot, you have to. Mine, shoot, it's gonna take a whole. Mine might take a tent. Mine ain't gonna come with no blanket. Mine take a whole tent. It's like a heartwarming story, and it is, and it's beautiful. That's why I said God bless anybody who can be an adopted family and it's not negative, it's not traumatizing. Because a lot of times, people, when you're in the foster system, a lot of times they'll see you as a check. That all that money I'm getting, I ain't got to treat that child like, making that child feel worse than she would, than it was wherever they were at before. And it's like Roslynn knows I should have be going to the ER every time. You know what? That's why I know our damn hypochondriac. I'm just like, oh girl, I'm like, oh Lord, that's why your mom be doing this. It's like, girl, crazy. Oh, Lord Jesus. Also, I love your mom. Your mom is a whole riot over here because I'm just like talking to me like, okay, okay. It's like, here's like you state your intent to the universe and it will be done just like that. And you just need to know it. Yeah. That's all you gotta do. Yeah. And it feels good though in situations. It's just like, well, mine, I already knew God had intentions for me. Cause I'm like, God, dog. For me to ever go through something like that, I'm like, you really did not like me. It's like, I know they love me as their own. And that's sweet though. I love watching different things like that. Um, where like I watch the TikTok, the ones like it's like beautiful, what is it, random active kindness or beautiful act of kindness or whatever it is, like the foster parents. I know there was one where this little black girl was getting what was it related when she was getting adopted by this white couple, and they gave her as their birthday present that she got adopted. When you talking about, I started crying for her. That was a beautiful thing. It's like yell out the window. It's like, so I need to tell my intent off the balcony so God will, you know what? I'm so done with you. I'm like, that was it, yes. I know one I seen. When I say this little boy was an old soul, like that little boy been here before. He had gay parents. And I guess the teacher must have said something to him. Now, mind you, this little boy about 10, 9 or 10. I can't remember what it was. I know I seen it on YouTube and I can't remember. Because when I say that boy had me, my jaw dropped. Because he was like, I seen red. I seen red because he was saying something, I guess, about his parents. How they were celebrating different things or whatever. And then she made a racist, insensitive, homophobic remark. And he was like, I seen red when she said that to me. I almost forgot who she was, And he was like, look, he was like, you seen red? He was like, yes. Just because I have two dads doesn't mean anything. They still love me the same if I had a mom and a dad, and he was just saying that. And it was just very positive how his upbringing is. They make sure that they're very into the PTA, all those different things, and that little boy read that woman so quick. And I was just like, well, damn. You didn't even have to say anything. It was like the whole class clapped at what she had said to him that was very offensive, and the whole class stood up for him. And I said that was a good power move, but it was just good to be able to hear that though. And so I was 3 days when they had me. I don't know. I got adopted when I was like, I think I was like about 4 or 5 months old. So I was in the system for a minute as I pray for you deep. And it was like, yeah, I was like, Marta gonna be okay. It's like then the cops will be called on me along with the straight jail. Lord Jesus, fix it. Girl, I'm about to pray for you. It's like, I know your mom just went like this, touching the bridge of her nose, and she just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with her. It was like, I'm trying to say teachers hide behind a false mask. Yeah, they'll do it too. You gotta understand, everybody walking around with different things that they don't want to, and it's just like your Marta, your mom. No, because she's saying, "Don't say that. Don't shh." It's like, don't say that. Your mom is a trip, a spiritual trip. It was just like, it's funny. I'm trying to collect myself because, oh Jesus. She said, the one that flies over the cuckoo's nest. She was like, she's talking about the cuckoo. Oh no. Oh my God. She's a trip and a half, girl. She a spiritual trip. It's like, now I see where she get the goofiness from you. Where you get it from when it comes to her. Because y'all whole mama was like, oh, the one who flies over the cuckoo's nest. She thinks she has everything. She's been like that since she was a little girl. You try to tell her she feel like she got everything. Damn. It's like, I'm blessed birth mom. It's I get to be friends with the daughter, and I didn't raise. Now, oh, I'm glad you can do that. Yeah, it's so good, girl. It was like, Marta, I'm really trying. And your mom is like, she keep going. She keep going. She keep going. But yeah. because she doing this and doing all this and just like, oh my God. She's just a poor child of mine. I still pray for her. Oh my God. I'm working on it. Girl, that's all you got to do. That's all you can do. It's just you working on it. We all have our mistakes. We all got our issues in some kind of way. You righting your wrongs right now. You're doing that through allowing yourself to go through these changes. And it can be very scary. You're going through all these different transitions. I'm really trying to tune your mama out because she a whole hot mess right now. Your mom just keep going. Stop making them damn emojis. That's the reason why she probably sitting up here doing all that. Quit it. Oh my God. He said my daughter is something. I believe because her mama is something. I already know that. He's like, you got to come from somewhere. And it's like, all anyone can do is their own very best every day. That's all you can do. Don't be trying to overdo it, because I know it's just like, Vi, are you still here? Or are you just listening? I'm trying to figure out if she's still here. But he was like, Oh my God, girl! I mean, when last time me and your mom talked, she was talking about the little sunshine song. It's like tell her this, tell her, the little sunshine song. She'll know what I mean. It was like, oh my goodness. But yeah, okay. You're still here. And it's good. Is I call it Princess Sophia. That's good. When you can be here for your kids, and I mean, this is not a situation that is easy to be able to face. Is I hit that like button, fam. Thank you. It's like you're going through all that. I'm surprised Anton ain't here. He's the one that was like, he's like, I'm still here. But yeah, with your situation, there's going to be more unfold. And there's going to be some hidden surprises. That's all I'm told to tell you right now is hidden surprises. Because I know it's like with you were like that. I'm trying to see what word can I use for it, because you're like that beacon. You remember I told you about your mom. She has this hidden ability too, and whatever you're unfolding is going to make you and your mom, like, I don't know if y'all have a tight bond right now, but I know she's supportive, but she's trying to be supportive of everything. But it's just like seeing you go through these changes is going to trigger her truth out in some kind of way. So that's going to be a double blessing for you. So it's just like, you may be feeling like you're going through that alone within your household, but trust and believe, even though your mom may not be telling you something, she going through it too, and a lot of times if you're going through these changes, some people don't feel comfortable with speaking up on these things because maybe it made people like, man, it's going to be thinking I'm crazy and stuff like that. And a lot of times we'll be put in that spotlight where there'll be doubters in certain places, or there'll be people that are being scared, and you'll be that one that will, I mean, your whatever experience you have is going to leave a mark. And it was like, well, I never thought this was, it's like I tell my, be very selective about what you say to your mom. Your mom told you got to be careful, because it's just like your family's telling me this is like in a long line of you and your mom. Like your mom, she has it, but I don't know if she is, being acceptive of that, because a lot of people are not acceptive of that. They feel like that spiritual gift is going against all God's nature, and it's really not. God was all this and then some. People like witches are bad. But if you're Native American, a lot of the shamans and the medicine men and all that is a line of witchcraft. But it's not, there's always a balance to that, and a lot of times people feel like witches are bad, it just all depends on what intention you have coming out of that. And I tell people that quick, yes, I have it in my bloodline and it's very strong. There are certain things I've always been attracted to in my life and never knew why. Is I told my mom about that, what happened to me, and I should shut up. It was like, no, I mean, because it just depends, because it was like when I was being raised, I didn't get raised in the best household, but there are certain things that just recently happened, You know, they used to see my spiritual, like my mom, she was all for it. Like me and her had conversations when her ex-husband wasn't there. But then there were certain things when I first moved down here to the South where certain things were being projected. And there had to be a gift for me to know the things that I know when I'm talking to people on the other side, you know? And it's like she may not be ready, but she's open. Well, you know, yeah, because it's just like, you know, she may be saying she's understanding, you know, this is how parents do. You know, we sugarcoat when we feel something a certain way, you know, and it's just a fact is because it's like when me and you first met, not, you know, trying to give out information like that because I don't do that, but your mom has that, you know, and it may be something, remember I told you, it may be something that she's either aware of and just want to act like she don't want to have nothing to do with it, or there are certain things she knows you can't take it off as just a coincidence. Like certain things was coming over, but not everybody is like open to that type of gift. Like there's some people that make that choice to want to go against not feeling for that, but universe got a way of like, okay, you can keep running away from it if you want to. You know, you want to go against God and universe when they're trying to make you come out of that darkness. But, you know, that's what it's just like, be very selective. You know, she's open-minded. She is. Well, I'm just saying, okay. But it's just like if universe is telling me be very careful how you articulate certain things when it comes to her. And I don't know why they're telling me to tell you that because I usually don't do that. But they're saying be very, just, you know, because that's a sensitive subject to anybody. And I'm not saying she's open-minded, closed-minded, but not a lot of people feel comfortable with that because there's a lot of people that came to me when they found out about their gift. And I mean, these were full-blown Christians, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, but people were heavy in church and they felt like they were going against God's nature by accepting that part of them. And they said, is it okay? I'm like, yes, this is God's nature. I'm telling you to be you. Be you who you are. You know, people that fear stuff like that is because they're hiding from something themselves, you know, and I mean, it is what it is. You know, communication, yeah, is freaking hard. It can be. I don't care for what both my parents. Okay, that's cool. You know, but I know that gift comes from your mom's side. Like it's on your dad's side, but it's on the stronger on your mom's side. Because somebody, it got some kind of West Caribbean or something. And you remember I told you that before. There's some kind of West Caribbean or something like that. That mess hit deep and it just like skipped a generation, but it hit you. That's the reason why everything is so scary with you, because you got that double, triple magic on you. That's what it is. And you unfolding like that. I know it can truly be scary. You know, really, really, truly be scary. Use caution and love in anything. Yeah, it's like, be you right. You know, there's a lot of people, you know, because what my mom's ex-husband, sorry about that, y'all been drinking Mountain Dew. You know, they were always like, people don't think you're scary. People don't think. I'm like, I don't care what people think. Obviously, there was something for me to know. But then it was just like, with him, I could say something that he knew there was no way of me knowing. You know, my aunt had passed away and we don't even communicate. And I know I was like, why am I hearing my aunt in my head by talking to me? You know, it'll be certain things she was sharing with me. And she's like, tell him that because he knows I didn't tell you. We don't have discussions like that. I ain't seen my aunt in over 6-7 years, you know. And it's like, I told both of my parents what you said when we first spoke. And it's like my dad said on his side, my great aunt would spit tobacco in a cup. And I guess read for people. Oh, okay. So, yeah, I mean, you never know. It's not like I'm saying that your parents would be like that, but it's just like, you know, some parents know that they carry that and they fear that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Just use caution. I don't know how it's going to pop off. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying, you know, they got to be a negative thinking, but you never know. You know, people are like, oh, no, I don't have that gift. And I'm not saying that's your mom, but there's people that say, I don't have that gift. And when I felt that, if anybody ever seen the movie, not Haunting in Connecticut, but it's Haunting in Georgia, it was like, it was a situation. It only went on like 20 miles away from me, you know, the movie. where this woman knew she had those kind of spiritual gifts, and she dumbed it down like calm, like that mess is freaky. It make me think you're crazy. You know, the sister was comfortable with having it, but she had it to the point where she was taking medication for it because she didn't like it. You know, and there was people out there that's like that. And it's like, okay, no tea, no tea leaves. It's like each people have their style, it's like not all people take it well. Yeah. So when they are told they are this color or blue, yeah, it's like that wolf, you like you do, you know. But it is just like, with my situation is with me, it's always been in the comfort of crowds, or on here when certain things will happen and y'all see different things going on in my videos, or y'all start seeing different entities in my videos, and not devilish, but you will see different, images in my videos, or there will be times that I've had light coming from my hands, or, it's like things start getting pixelated, and I know that's where spirits are right around me, especially if I feel like I'm getting overwhelmed and getting emotional. That pops up at times. It's like tea leaves are for what, Annie? Well, it just depends. Tea leaves, it can tell the future, but it just depends on what kind of spiritual practice somebody has. And so many people have idea how beautiful they are. Yeah, as I see their colors before I see their faces. He said, "You are purple to me, hun." He's like, "Oh, no, who you talking to? You talking about Vi or you talking about me? Which one?" I love purple too, so I don't know which one you talking about. But yeah, because it's like when my situation when I first moved here, it was a very detrimental situation that was about to occur, and then spirit reached out to me, total stranger. It made me feel like I was a Long Island medium, what was her name? Teresa Caputo, or, what is it? The Hollywood medium, whatever. I forgot what old boy named Tyler Henry, and they got stuff like that. Oh, you Roz. Oh, okay. Feel it. It's like, oh, because the tobacco I mentioned. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I knew what it was, but there's a lot of people do fortune telling like that. I've heard of different people spitting in a cup like that, and they can tell you. Everybody because I told you when we first met that you have them on both sides, but I feel like it's more potent on your mom's side. I don't know if it's just because of you, because that energy, as soon as I said that, my light flashed. So that may be a contradict. That could be the notification. I don't know if y'all just seen that flash just came across there, but it's like your energy, the reason why I can see why it's so scary with you, because you're a lot more powerful than you even realize. Your energy is very there. Like you were like, that movie X-Men with them kids in training. That's what one of you, and they trying to like, man, we got to get control of her, because she can be a most dangerous weapon if she get mad. And you are that type. And I'm not saying that you're a weapon, but you have a lot of gifts that's trying to be in balance with you. And it's just like your energy is all over the place because it's intense. And then you're on top of that, you're going through a physical change because you're going to the next step. It's like kids and it's adolescence to teen to adult. And you going through that intense with all that stuff. It's like prime example. Yeah, you one of them mutant type things. I didn't even watch that movie. That movie looked like it was going to be brutal. But it looked good, though. It's like I don't use anything other than maybe a vocal point to use of my gifts. And I'm using it on myself more than anything else. Yes, it's like too much emotions are not accurate. Yeah, it's like with mine, it's just, if spirit chooses to touch me, at times, and they show me things, just like with Marta, her mom, comes to me when she's here, or there'll be certain things that she's like, hey, can you send her this, just let her know these certain things. This happened with Marta a few times that I was able to help her, and it got really emotional at times and stuff like that. But mine is like, I didn't know how it happened. It just happens at times, when it comes up. And it's kind of crazy, to me, not, but a good crazy. It's like I refuse to take money for it. Yeah, there's a lot of people like, how much do I owe you? And I start going, heck off. I'm doing this because it's a blessing. I'm not profiting off of that. It's not for me to be able to do that. I'm going to get my blessings regardless, but I'm not taking money from people doing that. And a lot of people always wonder why. It's like, Roz, I've been to psychics, I've been to mediums, and they couldn't tell me anything. But then me and you could be texting, and you'll tell me more about my life than any other person would, unless you were there. And also, you have to understand, when spirit know that you don't have good intentions for that person, or that person don't have good intentions for you. Like, I've had people I can be able to help off the bat, but if it's somebody who's coming in my life that's already doing some evil deeds, it's not going to communicate with me. It's just not going to do it, because it's just like, no, they're coming into your life as a life lessons for you to disconnect, and go on about your business. But that person, no, but other people it has. It's like, the only time it was crazy is when I was in danger and I would see crystal clear. Yeah, it's that some of the most insightful people take money. It's ridiculous, especially on Instagram. I mean, I'm not gonna, whatever other people do is what they do, because a lot of times I can understand their gift is their lifestyle. They want to pay people that are like, oh, I see your energy. No, I already read my own self. I don't need you to do all that, but I just appreciate what you do. When people get mad, I spiritually block them. Like, I don't connect with anybody on social media that tells me I'm a fortune teller. No, I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to, because I already know you about to do some crazy stuff, and they ain't gonna be not on my watch, not on my life. You're not. I'm like, I'm good. I don't need you to help me out with anything like that. It's like, yeah. And it's just crazy. Some people do that, but that me, I ain't gonna do that, because I feel like that's, it's like, to me, you can play with a lot of people's minds in that way. There are certain people that will feed stuff into you, knowing good and well they don't probably, did investigations on you and all this other junk, and you can play with somebody's mind like that. With me, you're coming to me. I don't tell people stuff like that unless, the family from the other side already pegs me and can be able to, hey, I need you to tell my family this and this and that. Or if there's people coming to me and they're already with us, we have trust issues because we've been through a lot with a lot of people, not all of us, but there's some of us that have been through a lot of things where it's hard for us to trust people. And when a lot of times when people connect with me like that, they have trust issues because they don't know who to trust. I want to be open, family will tell me something very trustworthy. Like, if I'm giving you this, I want you to, you're showing this to my family to let them know you're good people. I sent them to you for you to help as they help you. And then, boom, it goes there. And it's like, okay, Annie, well, we are under threat. It's like, we can kill souls. And that is always the last resort. Yeah. You're welcome, baby. You are so welcome. It's just like, never, it's never paid. Just email me, and it's like, okay, Timber. Yeah. It's just, you going through, a lot of different things where it's just like right now, your whatever current gifts you have are being strengthened. But the more you're doing that emotional, mental, spiritual clear, just know right after all, while that's coming, there's another part of that unknown that's been dormant. It is starting to unfold to you, So it's like, when that's happening, then your gifts are being heightened, and then your other gifts are being heightened, and the other ones that's been ready for you to do it. Because it's like, in our spiritual selves, we didn't have to go, and it could have all popped off and it would have been gravy. But since we're in that human suit, you can't do that. There'll be some very volatile things that'll happen, and it'd be one that flew over the cuckoo's nest if all these things came up at one time. But it's like, it's serving you through your transition. That's why them spiritual transitions we go through gives you body aches and pains. You start having these little spasms, your neck and your back hurts. You start getting sharp pains in between your shoulder blades. You're having frequent headaches to the point where you feel imbalanced, like you got vertigo, or you get nauseated. These are preparing you, because these are the things that's, switching on and stuff like that. It's like I can read and I hide it well. Yeah, not everybody needs to know about your gifts, especially I love it when I know I'm dealing with, different people, and they try to act like, oh, okay, you could have told me that if I was asleep. But now, since you try to tell me that, and I'm woke, way the F woke, I'm like, oh, okay. And not even knowing, I observe a lot of stuff and I play the fool. And I'll be that fool to fool that think they're fooling the fool. I'm good with that. Because I always wonder if it was, uh, yeah, fibromyalgia. Yeah, I mean, a lot of different things when you come through that. It's like you got fibromyalgia, and there's what I think. I don't know if that's the one I'm thinking about. Is it's like all your nerves and aches. It's like pins and needles through your whole body because your nervous system is just like pinched up and stuff like that. You're going through a lot of different things where if you go to the hospital, they're not going to find nothing because it's a spiritual situation. People are like, especially if you have tendonitis, I've been, the more my frequency has been rise, going through constant fluctuation on ascending, that ringing gets more intense. And that's how I'm like, oh, okay, it's going back up again. Okay, and start doing that. So it's like I need to meditate more. Yeah, that's why I did that like 2 hours today. I was getting tested while I was going through that, but I was still okay. I paint to meditate. Music helps also. It does. Um, Vi, have you tried well, yeah, I forgot you can't do it with your attention. You need to it's like when you start going through your panic mode, and this is why I'm directed to tell you, whatever gives you the most peace, to where it calms you down. When you get towards those moments where you're feeling triggered, you need to find that safe place. It's like you have to allow yourself to go through it. They don't want you to avoid that because it's like the more you allow yourself to release that scare, you're allowing yourself, don't resist the change. But you have to find something that levels you out. Like if you like to write, you know, there's a lot of things that's going on right now, and it can give up a whole lot of panic attacks, anxiety, emotional imbalance. They want you to find something that you're really truly passionate about and allow yourself to be able to finish, allow that to be released. But find something. If it gets to that point where you're getting angry, you get scared, you get frigid or whatever, find something that really gives you that peace, that tranquility, whether it's like meditating, maybe it's singing, dancing, or certain things like that, meditating, you know. Find that and allow yourself to go through that, even with the breathing stages, like 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, or think about a happy moment in your life that really makes you very happy, and it wants you to focus on that while you're breathing, because there's so many different stages where things is getting very intense. Is that recently, whilst being drowsy, I've heard of small voices, but my friend told me it's not a mind thing. We travel through realms while we sleep. Yeah, you can do it while you're awake and through right now. You can do it while you're asleep in the sleep realm, or you can do it in the wake. I've seen myself do it, especially if I drift off, staring into space, I'll space off real quick. And as I listen to meditation music instead while I write. That's good. That's good. Because I listen to binaural beats. I listen to blocking negativity, especially what people want to put, voodoo, hoodoo on you, all those different things. It's like, I bet you could do some automatic writing violet. I know I do. Spirit writing. Like matter of fact, if you have a question that you want to ask your ancestors and they're telling me, you can always talk to them, when things that you really want to know about you. And then when you just write and just spirit write, it's like a little whisper and they're telling you to write it. And you'll find out some amazing things from your family that you may not be aware of. If you find out a different name, write it down. Because, there might be certain things that if you allow yourself to write like that, there'll be certain things that from what they're showing me as well as telling me, you can write something. And especially, I don't know what it has something to do with your mom, because I feel like whatever, your dad, he knows these different things are in his family, and he has that touch too, that spiritual touch. But I don't know what it is, something about your mom. I don't know what it is. It's not something bad, but it's something, very powerful that she needs to get into. And I think why I kept on seeing the 3, so I guess it might be you, your mom, and your dad. So it's just like with you first. And it's just a beautiful thing, and as well as a blessing. They're very supportive of you, of those. If it's going to create a stair step of an avalanche. Like it's not in a bad way, but it's going to unravel. And then when I say it's going to unravel, a lot of things are going to come into clarity for your immediate family. And it's going to, it's going, when it comes to you first, like you're that beacon, like you are that power source. From what they're showing me, you are that main power source, and whatever that main power source they chose you for is going to hit off to your parents. And when it hits off to your parents, it's going to unfold a lot. And that's all they'll let me know. But that's going to, he's like, I can write fast so far. So maybe, yeah, just allow yourself just to write, when you're asking, especially if you want to be able to get some answers when you can't reach me or something like that. And you're just asking universe, hey, I'm having these issues. Can you guide me? And it's like, I'll write them, and then you'll get, you can get it. They may, if you're not writing it, you'll you'll draw the symbolisms or certain things. Is there somebody like either you or your parents that likes to really draw that's very good, a drawer? And I don't know, whoever that person is, they speak their truth through their poetry. I mean, that was you, because I said poetry. But through the images, they have to write, like whoever, somebody's in your family that, like they can, like say if somebody wanted to offer them a job to do like comics or something like that, whoever this person is that can draw very well, is a lot of different insight that's coming to them through the things that they draw. I don't know who that is in your family, that somebody draws a lot and they like, dang, you're really good. I don't know who that is, but you may know who I'm talking about. It's like it doesn't need to be done fast, but if it suits, yeah, it doesn't have to be doing fast or slow. It's just how much you're strongly in tune to that. Okay, all right then, because it's just like whoever this person is, they're showing me like, dang, this person's good. Like you draw anime. It's like, wow, what's happening? Which one you talking about, Miss Allison? What are you talking about? Wow, what's happening? I know we're going through the second wave as well. That probably was someone else too. Yeah, I mean, if it's you, it's just like certain things are going to start pouring out. Like, oh, that's what that means. Like you could have been drawing a certain piece, and you were like, I don't know why I'm always drawn to do this certain thing. But now it's just like when you start doing that, all of a sudden some kind of insight came out from, this is the reason why you keep seeing that. So, I don't know, but a lot of y'all vibration is getting very potent. it's like I draw anime. Okay, all right. Because I was like, who draws anime? Who's it? Because I know you say you watch it. No, I don't think. No, you didn't tell me about that. You're talking about K-pop. I didn't know you did the anime. I don't think you did. I don't think you told me about anime, but I knew it was like somebody that really draws this, and it's just like certain things. It's like a certain signature watermark or something that you draw a lot. Like, why do I keep drawing that? But you're always fascinated about that certain thing, and it's going to give some kind of insight that you needed. He's like, you might feel me as well. There's a lot of y'all that I'm feeling right now, and it's just like I'm already being very sensitive myself, and it's just like so much stuff is coming in. It's like somebody's coming in, like somebody. I keep seeing somebody who have fascinating with sunflowers. There's a sunflower, and it's what is it? A blue jay. I keep on seeing somebody who has a thing about, like, I love that, blue jays. But somebody else has this thing about sunflowers. Sunflowers and the sun, like the little hippie type sun. Like if you see it and it's drawn, it looks very beautiful, and it's like abstract type. I don't know who that is, but there's somebody that, that does that. Does somebody's family got a bird? It's like I see a bird, like there's like a cage. I don't know if the bird used to be there or it was a bird that, is no longer with the living anymore. And, this is so dope. It's like I draw suns. Oh, okay. Yeah, Ms. Allison, I get like this on certain videos, like when I interact or when I do my videos, there's a lot of different things I speak on. that I have that spiritual gift. It's just like, you know, I can see a lot of different things and I can tell people about it, or, you know, or if there's family that has passed on, and then it's just like they sent their family member towards me to connect with me. They usually tell me different things like Marta, you know, and it was just like, because I don't, me and her don't talk about her mom, but it's just the fact is her mom can channel through me, and then just like, hey, can you tell, you know, Marta this for me, you know? So it's just good to be able to tell somebody that. Being here cheers me up. And that's a good thing. Don't make me cry, because that's good. I'm glad that you can do that, you know, because I know there's a lot of different things we're going through. It feels like we're by ourselves, or it just feels like, is my life going to get any better, you know? And those are the things, you know, it's like, you conduit. Yeah, I'm a conduit, clarions, what is it? Clairvoyant, clairscience, clairaudience. I got all the clairs. You know, I got all of them. You know, it's like, it's with my dad. It's like, I hope my mom is with my dad. Is he like the comical one? Is he like the comical one? Because it's like, because I see something like, what is it? I'm hearing that song, oh darling. It was it by, oh my God. Oh, I can't remember who the guy is. Not, was it Frank Sinatra? I don't know. It was like, my dad. Okay, because it's just like, who was it? What I would think about, like, the Dick Van Dyke Show. Did your dad used to watch that Dick Van Dyke Show? Or Benny Hill? It was like Benny Hill I used to watch when I was in Germany. So I used to love Benny Hill. But your dad's like a comedian with that, because it was like, I forgot the guy. Remember the movie Grumpier Old Man with the dad of the dad, and he was always smoking a cigar, and it's like your dad has this goofiness about him. It's like, I hunger for your touch. And I'm like, yeah, it is just, it's crazy. So it's just like, because your mom is just like, your dad's just watching, you know. Marta, I'm talking to you, Marta. You know, I had to make sure, but it's just like, he's very comical. But it was just like your mom was like, want to come in strong, like, she does this and she does that, and your dad's up here laughing. Does he like play like he have a cigar or something like that, or did he used to like cigars or something? As a part of that song, is that hunger for? It's like, I don't know. It's like, that's amore. I don't know. It's like that down. It's like, used to like John. Oh Jesus. Okay. It's like, anyone who speak Hindi by any chance. I don't. I wish I could. Are you I forgot it. Are you, what is that, West Indian? I don't want to be disrespectful. It's like, because I try to listen to a lot of different things that they have. Is because I know what I always call my West Indian guru. I always go to him on Higher Self on IG when I listen to him, because he has really, really good stuff. And he was like, what are you saying? Not me. Oh, okay. I'm like, not me. Like, no, I don't know anything about Hindi. It was like, well, I don't know, you know. It was like, I don't know anything about Hindi. I sure don't. That was the only thing I know. Is just like, I listen to a lot of different things, and some of it is just like frustrating because they say it so fast, and I'm trying to look at the subtitles and I get frustrated, so I can't watch it because the stuff go too fast. But yeah, but it's just a lot of different things that that may pop up. I'm feeling something now, y'all. Hold up. Okay, Miss Allison. Is there somebody who like to paint that on there and there's somebody's dancing? Do you know what that means? Like, there's a woman that dances. Like, you know, it's like her work of art, how she speaks through her dancing, if that makes any sense to anybody. But it's like, when you said the Hindi, I'm thinking about Hindu, but there's a lot of different paint that she has on her hands. Like, it's just like that protection, but she dances. And she does that. It's like, cool, I just heard a word and couldn't translate on the internet. Okay, well, they ain't gonna help me. I was like, but yeah, there's somebody who dances and said, type it, please. And it was like, okay, yeah, somebody can Google it, try to see what you're trying to say. But yeah, somebody keeps I'm seeing this and was just like henna paint. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, she got that. Yeah, she got that paint, and then she has it in her hands. But it's like her paint tells a story, but her dance puts the meaning behind the story. I don't know who that's for, but I just see her dancing. It's like I think Kichi Pa. I don't know what the heck that is. Wait a minute, I'm gonna see this in English. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Okay, Kichi Pa in English. Okay, my daggone internet's being slow. And say she might be better, but I'm not seeing her. Feels like a calm word. It's like Kichi. Look now, they show. I'm like, what is it? It's like live translation. It says Kichi feet. That is not telling me anything. That's still in the same different language. I don't know what that. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm just trying to see what. Okay, it's showing me this. I don't know what kind of dialect that is, but it's not telling me. Is is it Kichipanga? I don't know. It's like I always find myself doing that and snapping out of it, and then because I feel weird, it's probably because you're channeling something. If it's like something that you don't, it's like something's trying to get your attention, and if you like doze off for a minute or space out, there's certain things that's coming to you, but it's not telling me what that means in English. Like Kichi Paga. Okay, what does that? I mean, that's like meaning in English. Uh, okay, it's not telling me. It sounds you like Timberwolf said. That sounds like is that stress in the middle? It's like it's not telling me what this is. It's like Nargarati English. I don't know. It's like I had me some, friends from West Indies over there. I'm like, if I could find out who they were, I'm like, hey, what does this mean? Yeah. It's like, but yeah, that's the only thing I'm seeing. I don't know who that is, but it's just like they have henna on there. J Paul. It's like you heard it too. It's like, yeah, I'm hearing it, but it's just like I don't know what that means. Cause I'm trying to look for it. Because whoever it is, and that's weird though, because it's anytime I don't know about y'all, because anytime somebody who is their mother language is other than English, they even though they may not speak it, they speak it when it comes to me. I don't know why. There's where it's like people ask me, it's like, well, how's my family saying that they don't speak English? It's like, well, maybe not when they were here. But if it's gonna come to me, they're gonna know, or there are certain things. Because even Marta know there are certain times I've said something. I'm like, Marta, what does that mean? And she knew what it meant, but there'll be certain things will come out like that. It's like rest in peace feels like that. Yeah, I don't know, because I mean I'm seeing somebody and it's like from West Indies, Indonesia, or wherever. I don't want to be politically incorrect and I don't want to offend anybody, but I don't know. It's like that over there. And it's like I felt the touch right on my sleeve. I felt someone touch me 3 times saying that word to wake me up. Obviously, they were trying to do something, but it's just like a lot of people are going through that powerful shift. So it can be like ancestors trying to connect with you. There are certain things they may be protecting you from, all those different things. It's like, you know, because it's like I know one thing is like I forgot where it's like from Iraq, like Bismillah. That's all I know, Bismillah. That's it, But it's just like all those different things that's going on right now. It's like we're all going through those powerful shifts. So if you have family that probably is passing that gift to you, you'll start seeing them connect with that. Because a lot of times it's like when you got that spiritual gift that comes up into your life, and especially the people that are making, who is supposed to be about coming forth through that change, it's like the family can get it, whoever the generation was before that, they can be touched with that. But the one who is here right now making these spiritual power moves, they triple that with you. So there's a lot of times that because I don't know if your mother language or this is your family background on what comes together with that, but that could be one of your spirit guides that are like, hey, get up, saying that in that language. But I look for it and it's not telling me what it is. And it's just like in a different, I guess it's just in a different dialect that I'm not used to, because I used to have friends that was from over there, Iraq, India, Egypt, all those different things. They used to teach me that, but it's been so long since I've talked about it. So it's like, it's a dead language to me now. So I really don't use it. It's like I have been known to say things, and me too. Me too, especially if it's around an enemy and it was just certain things and I would touch them and say something. Next thing you know, they start coughing. You're like, hey, don't touch me no more. I was like, what did you do? I'm like, oh, and I'll say it in a different language and I'll hit it. And it's just like, you just don't know. I know there's times I've seen myself when I used to be in Egypt back in the day, and it's just like going over there and all that stuff. I've always been drawn to different things that, over there, and I forgot what they call it over there, but like in Egypt and stuff like that, I always wanted to go there. I've always been drawn to stuff like that, but I had different dreams of those things. And it's just like a lot of times I have visions, like right now I see us like what is it, decoding like hieroglyphs and stuff like that. So it's just like a lot of different things. Yeah, spirit speaks. It do. It really do. So I'm gonna check into the Hindi folks. It's like, since you sensed her, because I've never seen or heard about a lady like her. Whatever it is, Miss Allison, I'm telling you, it's just like when she was showing it to me, she was just like, doing all these different dances, like, what was that? Like the song Black or White with Michael Jackson, and he was with the ladies, it was Hindi, and doing all this stuff, and it's very beautiful, like Panji type situation. And I can't remember, but she had, like, when she was moving her hands, it's like the symbols that she had, what I'm saying? It was very powerful and beautiful. But the thing she had, it was like her body, the henna told a story. So it's like when it was telling the story, she will move her hands a certain way, and it's kind of like telling a story through her dance. So if you can, you can get back to me and let me know if that means anything to you. I don't know if that is in your family or anything like that, but yeah. And it's like, that the beautiful music that they play in the background from Indonesia and stuff like that. So it has that weird bass. It's not weird, but it's I can't find a word for it. But it was like the beautiful songs, because I know I used to meditate to stuff like that. And it was just like she's showing me her dance and she's moving a certain way. But when she's moving, it's like her henna is changing. And I'm just like, that's some powerful stuff. But it's like her story, her body is telling a story. And she can't speak, but she's going through spiritual evolving, some kind of weird. But okay, it's like I'm bouncing off of you, Ross. Timber, you doing something. He was like, Timber, something like that. It's like green gauzy outfit, gold jewelry. Yeah, it's just like, I'm telling you, it's like, I don't know who that was, but it could be something with, yeah, it's kind of like, yeah. I would do it in here, but, I can get, strike for copyright, so I can't play it in here. But it's like like if you go into the Indonesian restaurants and they have their mother languages and it's thing, and it's like that, but it has that little ping, noise, and she's just doing like this, and she's making, and it's just is beautiful. I've never seen anything like that. So if it's somebody who has the West Indian Indonesian type hemisphere in their family line, that was something that I don't know if it's with you, Miss Allison, but it's something that somebody's seeing. It's like they use the bells. Yeah. But it was just like when I'm saying it, she had like the garments on, the bright colors, and then her hair was put up. So you see, okay. It was like all the lights started flashing and stuff like that. But it was just like she's moving like this. See, every time I do that, there's like some. Did y'all see that light just flash like twice when I did that? Did y'all see that? Because there's other stuff in here with me and it's crazy. But yeah, it's just like her I'm seeing they're communicating through their hands. It's like I felt that, okay. Because it's like as soon as I did this, and next thing you know, you see that flash that came up, and then I did it again, and there was another flash. Because it's in here, and she's showing it to me. And it's like I didn't. It's like if you go back, I don't know what time this is, but yeah, as soon as I said that, because it's coming in clear with me, and then it's just like it's like if spirit's next to me, either I get really pixelated, or a image will show up, because some people are like, hey, I see this. But then if a spirit is coming to me and they're showing me this different dance, and I don't know what it is, but it's like it was like she's some kind of like a shaman, but I don't know what they call it in Indonesia anywhere. But she's just showing me her hands, and when she's dancing, her body is telling a story. And with the henna, it keeps changing. But I keep on hearing that bell thing that they put on the hands too, But it's like she's behind you. Okay, as long as she ain't doing. See, somebody's still here, but going through all that is crazy, because it's just like a lot of times, especially when I interact with y'all vibration. That's why I have to shield myself a lot of times, because I don't want my energy peeling off on y'all unless it's like something very welcoming and calming, and I don't need y'all coming off of here. And it's like, should I run? No, she's fine. It's like, what she doing behind you? It's fine. If I didn't run, you okay. You ain't gotta run. So I've been told sirens were in my blood. That could be it. Because it's just like from whatever I'm seeing, because it's like I don't know that, I've had friends that was from Pakistan, or they're from God dog, but one of those other ones. But they were like, Roslynn, what do you think? I had a couple of friends, like, if you mix one race or nationality with the other one, you get straight. It's just like you disrespecting. So I'm like, somewhere over there. It's somewhere over there. I don't know, but it's I wouldn't want anything to happen. No, I'm always protected. You ain't got to worry about that. I'm protected. It's just like it's just like sometimes spirit will come to me, especially when I'm doing stuff like this, and they'll come and there's a lot of light flashing. Like I can move my hands, and next thing you know, you see a pile of light coming up. But it's just like they're communicating with me, and I'm good. See, like it just flashed again, and it's okay. I mean, they're not doing anything, It's just like they already know I'm protected. If anything bad, it's not gonna happen. And it's like Roz is so strong. Well, like it's just like she could give a thing a same face and it's gone. I mean, I've had to be face to face with some very dark ones, and I'll be like, they can't touch me for some odd reason. They can't. But it's just like when I tell people, especially when you're going through a spiritual awakening and you're not aware of your gifts, that's when them things start messing with you. But with me, since I've been here before, I'm just like your mama. They can't do anything to me for some odd reason. So it's okay. It's okay. So I appreciate it though. At least you didn't want nothing to catch me. I'm like, you can't, if they were going to do it, they would have did it already, but it's like I'm not aware of my gifts. I'm like, Marty, yeah, right. You got your gifts. You got them. You may not be like, I don't want to talk about that. It's just like, no, it's scary. No. But yeah, you got them. And then your mom over here. Oh, God. Your mom's like basically saying you full of it. You're a lot more powerful than you allow yourself to be. Don't be like that. Like, don't be like that. But yeah. But it gets crazy at times. I see a lot of different things. I hear a lot of different things. And it's just a blessing when I can pass that on to people whose parents or family, whatever members have recently passed, and they want me to deliver a message like that. Because sometimes it can get me emotional. And it's just like that spirit and that love is very strong. And they want that family member to know, hey, I'm still here with you. these different things. And, and I did it for somebody on here. I just ain't going to say the name, but I did it for them, and that's a blessing to me, for me to be able to share, share experiences like that. It's like I only wanted to know the word and where she comes from. It's like I keep that word to my little self. It's just like, I don't know. It's like no fear needed, but it's not bad, because whoever this woman is, she's very powerful. And I mean, she is like, her dance tells the story. So with something, you say you have siren in your family. So I don't know, but whoever this is, like, you may be a shaman, and that person is trying to, pull you forward. So it's not a bad thing. It's just like, if it is, I'm like, hey, don't talk about that no more. I'll be telling them, hey, don't talk about that. And it's like, I feel no energy. I'm a little obvious. Oblivious. No, actually, no, it's not. You may be feeling it and not even be aware of it. To be honest with you, you got to understand, you got a lot. And with me, it's just like, it took me a minute to be able to fill out certain things. There's sometimes emotions will come up and it's not even mine. There's a lot of people, different people, I see different stuff here, and it's just like, hey, just like I was doing with Marta, I'm like, Marta, what does this mean? And she'll know exactly what I'm like, oh my God. And she know, I'm the real deal. I don't got time to be, faking, capping, whatever they want to call it. If the family want me to be able to know about it, they're like, hey, tell such and such this. And they were like, Roslynn, how do you do that? Because some type of people that I've done that for, it really creeped them out, and they got scared and didn't want to talk to me anymore. And it's just like, well, shoot, they told me to, if I get over there and they want me to communicate, I've been trying to communicate with them. They but they're still filled with grief, so they can't feel that. Or the family feels like, I'm trying to tell them this, but they're not listening. They'll, pass that on to me. Or there'll be certain times, even Marta know. I'm like, hey, I might not hear from her for a minute. And they were like, can you go tell her this? And she'll know exactly what's going on. And she'll be like, oh, okay, thank you. And it's just beautiful. I'm just glad I can be able to help people out in that way. And it's like, you're still, you're still building in the world. It's like, in the moment you bloom. Yeah, you are. I'm telling you, you got to be broke to blossom to bloom. You're going through all these heavy shifts within yourself, and that is very scary. Because it's just like, when I'm seeing you in your situation, it kind of reminds me of Teen Wolf, not the show, but the movie. It was like, I forgot what the boy's name was. It's like, you were so gifted, Rob. Well, I try to be, I try to, try to do that the best way I know how, because sometimes it can be very creepy for me. But a lot of times it's like, especially when it comes to spirit and in the spirit world, there's a lot of times they hold on to certain gifts because they see how that family is still grieving over their passing. And they will like, all they got to do is just touch me. And next thing you know, I'm getting that whole line of that. Because there's sometimes, I've been doing videos and I will feel a spirit touch me, and all of a sudden my emotions, I'm like, man, look, I'll start looking up like, hold up, y'all, I'm about to start crying. I'm like, wait a minute, because they'll show me stuff. And it's just like, tell that person I'm really, because I think, I know they carry those memories, but if it's like that, that person, it was hard for them to go through that transition, but they see how that transition maybe still, heavy on that person. So they'll bring a certain sequence of that life that meant the most to them. It's like, hey, remind them of this situation. And then I'm just like, oh God, this is about to make me start crying. And I hate that, but it's just like that vibration of love is that powerful, and it's just a good thing when I can be able to, pass that, because it's just like, I was just like, who draws the sun? There's somebody who likes to just draw that, and it's a doodle, and it's just like with timber. I don't know if you know about that sun, but that is like your power focus. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it is your power focus. You're becoming more of your own light, like you're the source to your own planet. And it's like, you made me cry with that. Oh, girl, I heard that the other day. Your mom came to me and I started hearing that song. I'm like, oh my God, no, she's not doing this to me. But yeah, she came to me, and it was like, remember I told you that day, I said, Marta, your mom came back to me with that song, and when I heard it, and I saw the image of her, and I knew who that was, you know, and it's just beautiful because I remember she was, well, I'm not going to go about that, but Marta, and that was very beautiful that I could help you out in that way because she knew that you were really missing them, and I know it's just like with the situation of losing both parents, I can truly understand about that, so when you can be able to relate to something like that, you can be able to, I know that pain. I know, even though we know they're in a better place, but it's just like when it comes to parents, that's a whole different story. Anybody that we hold dear to our lives. But yeah, I mean, it's just like, I tell people the only thing I don't like about my situation is just like you being a conduit and then you're being an anchor. There could be a very serious transition that's going on in the world where somebody's about to pass away and you see it and you can't stop anything. And those are the things I don't like. That's the con I don't like. Is that she has the name Sun Goddess. Okay. Because it's just like whatever it is like when I'm seeing the sun with you, Timber, it's like when I'm seeing the sun, it was like casting a shadow, like you're bringing your light out. It's like you're not in the shadows anymore, and for whatever that is, it's just like you're that sunbeam. It's like the sunbeam, and it's like who has a name. It's like the moon. Who has what name, Miss Allison? I don't know what you're talking about. It's like me too. It's like the moon is Miss Luna. La Luna Cacciatore. That's what La Luna, but yeah. It's like whoever it is, it's just I'm trying to see because there's so many different images that are coming up because there's so many different energies that with y'all it's just crazy. Like I see the blue bird, the blue jay, and then I see the sun, and then I'm seeing a cage, like where a bird's supposed to be. It's like in a corner where it represents like if I don't know if that cage represents something other than being a bird cage, but that cage is showing something and the door opens. I don't know what that means. You're welcome. But yeah, it's like I'm seeing that the bird cage and the door is open. So whoever it is no longer in that prison of that cage, if that's what it's showing me, because it's like I don't see a bird in there, but it's showing me a cage, and a lot of times when we're going through our pain, we're going through healing, a lot of times we feel like we're stagnant, and I don't know if that's representing everybody, and it's like the gauge is empty. It's like an empty prison. Yeah. So it's like the doors open, so I'm seeing a lot of that. I don't know if you were, I don't know, Marta, I don't know if you were the one who was with me when I was talking about I know Miss Sheila was here on here. I think that was her or Miss Angel. I can't remember. I was misunderstanding the sun goddess at first, but it's okay now. Okay. It's like, but the prison itself remains. Yeah, but you're free from it. And it's like I feel stagnant. Yeah, you're going through that energy because a lot of times you go through this change, and it may feel like you're not going anywhere. It's just like you're running on a treadmill, but you feel like you're running a track race, but you see that you're on a treadmill. You don't realize you actually are moving, but it's like when you start getting apprehensive and stuff like that, you're going through a change. So it's not, you're not stagnant. Even though you may feel like that, you're not always like understanding. It's like it's all right. Just watch it learn. Like just watch it learn. Like, shh. But yeah, it's like they always called me a tiny bird. Oh, okay, that could be it. Okay, because it was just like I said, it was just like I keep seeing this bird cage, but it could represent both because there's a lot of times we feel like we're in a prison, stuck in our own pain. And all those different things. And then it was just like, what else am I seeing? Hot dog. It was something that just came straight in and straight out. Oh yeah. It was like what was it, about a month ago? It was like, I kept on seeing, I told, I don't know who was on here. I think Marta was, I'm not sure. But it was like, I keep seeing this tower. And I said, I don't know what it is I keep seeing this tower for. And it was just like, but it keeps coming down. And the next thing you know, it was like the day after, the day after I said that, that's when that stuff happened in Florida, where the condominium came down. Because I kept on saying, why do I keep seeing that that as soon as I said that, all the lights start flashing again. There it go. It's like, there it go again. Then it's that, then I keep fixating on my soulmate for the past month. I knew that was somewhere going to come out of there. I knew that was going to happen. So universe is probably like, there's other things to focus on. I mean, it's like, yeah, you were here. Remember were you on here, Marta? When I was talking about that, I said, why do I keep seeing the tower? Because I said, I keep seeing the world. What was it? The world turning. And I know that's ending of a cycle. And then the tower moment. But I said, there's something very symbolizing this tower moment. And next thing you know, when I was telling y'all that, it was like the day afterwards, I see on YouTube about in Miami, I guess that was in Miami, where that tower came, where that building came down. And that's what I was seeing, and didn't realize that's what I was seeing. And that was crazy. It's like, yeah, it's like we use the word try too much. And the important is to do, not try. Yes, I was there. Yeah. Oh, you were on chat with me that night, Marta, when I kept on saying, I kept seeing that card, that tower moment, because it kept popping up. See, so let me stop moving my hands. All these lights keep moving. That's crazy to me. Yeah. Like, oh, okay. Yeah. So you were here. So there's a lot of times I don't call something like universal make me say something, and then the next, a day or two, it pops up right after I said it. Like, okay, you already getting that warning. Because it was like after that, I had to take off a couple of days after that, because that I felt all that stuff that was going on. So I usually got to take a pause for that, cause anytime something like that happens, I'm gonna be out of commission for at least a day or two. And if I'm not, I'm struggling when I'm coming back. But it's happened a couple of times when I be on here and I be talking, or I could be doing a video, and next something happened very drastic where it's out in public eye. It was like, Dag, Roslynn said something about that. It was like a video. What was that? My video I was talking about with the ringing of the ears. And I said, watch, there's going to be a deadly virus. And it was like, a year and a half before the pandemic came out, they were like, Roslynn, how did you do that? You talking about the pandemic before it happened. I just know a lot of different things that happens. People like, well, what's the lottery number? God don't allow us to be that way. You're only selective about certain things. He won't let us do that. We be winning the lottery all the time. It's like that chat was pleasantly exhausted. It was good, but it was just so much stuff was released. And that's why I love being able to do these, because that's why I look more forward to, because like before, like Marta, you've been with me for a good minute. And it's like when I used to do them before, it would be people coming out here with racial slurs and all that stupid stuff. And I ain't got time for that. And so I stopped doing them. But now it's like, you ain't scaring me. I'll just block you and just keep it moving. This is a good platform where you can just speak your mind and get that. Like, I was just talking about you. Where you been at? It's been almost 2 hours. And I'm going to get you, but I'm glad you're here. It's like, Anton, yes. It's like, I always wonder how people handle that, because that happens sometimes into my mood drops and I was out of it. Yes. Anton, Marta, giving you your flowers. But yeah, I mean, it can be very emotionally and mentally draining for me at times, especially when it's here. I have to make sure I shield myself, because y'all have this powerful energy at times. And it's like, especially if I'm going through them changes, so I got to be able to block myself. He's like, I don't know you. I didn't know you was on. But Anton, you used to be the A1 since day one. I don't know, you slacking. But yeah, but I guess you probably didn't see that I was putting up my stuff today, because I did like 2 videos, 2 podcasts. So that's what I did. It's like, how's everyone? We doing good. It's like, it's called Timber will say Anton's called like notification. It's like hanging in there. Yeah, it's like we all hanging in here. We're just laughing and talking. All of a sudden I start getting like different, people, family from over there want to start communicating, getting all up in the video and the chats and stuff. It was good. Other than that, we're okay. But yeah, this is a good conversation. Y'all know I usually end it by now, but it's having a good conversation, so I'm gonna still keep going. Especially Anton just came in, so I ain't gonna do that to him, because usually he'd be like, "Hey sis, put a thumbs up for Roz." But I'm glad y'all coming in. It's like, we'll be powerful up in here. We are. We are. It's good. Like I said, I love being able to have these chats with y'all, because there's a lot of time. Oh, Nick Potter. Here we go. He's like, here we go. Good for you stopping by. Thank you for coming in. I didn't see you pop through there. My bad. We going, it just feels good when you can be able to come in here. Angel was here. Angel had us just dying last time we were up in here because she was just acting plumb stupid, but that mess was funny. She was acting really funny, but it's just good. Is that Jackson Edmondson? Hey, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. And just being able to have an open discussion, just being able to have a good laugh, being with people that can really understand the stuff that we go through on a daily. Timber Anton said, hey Jackson, what's up? It's like, and it feels really good when I can be able to conversate with y'all. It's not nothing negative, or even if we're talking about negative, situations that's going on in the world, it's not like, we trolling, and saying all this stupid stuff, because we had that one time, but I said I'm not going to embody that because I'm not trying to bring that type of environment back, energy into our environment. But just being able to have a good conversation and being able to be, using a little humor into it, that's a good thing. You never know what somebody's going through that day, and then you leave here and you're at peace. Yes, it's like very good chat today. Yeah, and it's good when you can be, when you can at least, with Vi, you're getting very, encouraging and comforting words like, hey, it's okay to be scared. Hey, it's okay to be going through this. Even the most strongest people get scared at times. We're all going through these huge change, and it's just like you seeing through the matrix, you seeing through, blurred lines. Yes, it's just like, well, I feel like, to me, when you being cared, you're being scared because of the situations that's coming on, that means you stepping out, because there are a lot of people that fear that unknown, and ignorance is bliss. They're like, well, if I don't know about it, I ain't got to get scared, but you need to know, but you don't want to be informed because it's going to step out of what the norm is used to. You know what I'm saying? So when you're stepping out, that means you're being aware, and that can be very scary. So that's a good thing. He's like, hey man, deep. He's like, I don't have any other interesting neighbors around here. So you guys are awesome. He's like, thank you. Yes, thank you. And it is, you're just becoming more aware of your place in the world. And that's very scary because there's a lot of people walking around here like daggone zombies and junk like that. And it's scary. And it's just like you're coming into that. It's like I'm feeling, I'm learning. I'm a kiss ass and have problems setting healthy boundaries to set myself up. I've had issues like that being a people person, people pleaser, and this is that when you're, and it's not a good thing. It feels bad when somebody's saying you're a kiss ass, and it's just like, okay, that's a very colorful way of saying it, but then it's bringing it to your attention where if you don't agree with that, regardless on who, if it could be a whole group of people that's agreeing with the same thing, and you have that one where you think the opposite, you stand your ground. That means, because you never know who else is kissing behind. The only time I can see myself kissing behind is me trying to stay out of jail and you got a gun to my head. That's the only two things I'm about to kiss ass for. Other than that, I'm going to speak my truth. I don't care. That's just been me. It's like I'm interesting. I'm an interesting neighbor, taking my cat for walks on the leash. Oh Lord, I wish I could do that with my cat. I'll put that on her. She think I'm about to chain her and she going to be looking at me like, what you doing? You are not putting no chain on my neck. What's wrong with you? And he's like, I know, right? So it's just like all these different things. It's just like you right now, there's a lot of empaths are good with not setting healthy boundaries. We had to learn how to do that because a lot of time it feels good to say no and I feel bad because there's a lot of times I say no and I feel bad for saying no. But it's like if I'm forcing myself to do it. I'm not trying to do that. Telepathic skills. Yeah. It's just like a lot of times people will agree with something because they don't want to feel like the weakest link is going against everybody else. But you don't understand. There's somebody else in that crowd that's just agreeing, even though they know good and well, they're objecting towards that. You have to be able to set those boundaries. Anybody who get mad about you setting boundaries is mad because they can't benefit off of manipulating you. You put that spiritual shield up real quick. Hey, no. Like, we ain't going there. You have to be able to do that. It's like energy controller and worker. Yeah. It's like, no, it's not a bad word. Yeah. It's like Jackson, I write stuff down. What's my issue today? That's very therapeutic too. So what do I need to do about that? It's like, how do I feel about it? Then I answer those to myself. Yeah, it's just like when you're writing down certain things. What's your goal for today? I want to allow myself to not, go back to negative thinking or negative situations that make me feel like I'm not in control. Okay, what is that telling you? There are certain places in your life that you need to take control in. There are certain things in your life that you still need to heal on. Why are you still holding on to that? Why would you rather, instead of you being in the present, why do you go towards that situation? I've been there, and it's not a bad word. And it's like energy controller, true. Is that right? It's the matter of setting the firewall up. Yeah. So it's not, it's just like, if somebody tells you that, it's like, damn, that was kind of harsh. But it's true. That's letting you know, hey, this is something I got to work on. You don't got to agree with everything. And I tell people that all the time. You may not, it's just like, it's good to have people relate to the videos that I talk on. That's good. There's a lot of times where you can still get along, even if you have different aspect of it, but we can still be understood. Like, oh, okay, I understand that, but I'm still, stuck on how I see it. And that's fine. You can be able to agree to disagree, but you can be honest and say, you know what, I don't agree with that. But a lot of times people get mad when you're not agreeing with them. I'm just like, I don't want somebody laughing at every joke I say. And some of the things that I might say, it may not even be funny to me, but yet you're still hee ha ha. I'm like, no, don't do that. You're like, don't do that. And it's like my people pleasing days are over. Yeah, I am right there too. That there are important, it's important to learn. I'm still learning those. Yeah, it's like you walk forward, not backwards. It's just live in the present. And it's like I feel mean if I stand my ground. Actually, no, you're being authentic. That's what that is. It's just like the fact is, if you strongly agree on something, it's like, no offense, but I don't agree with that. Some people don't like somebody not agreeing with them. And I tell people, hey, you can go ahead and sport your insight on what I said, but as long as you make sure you carry your message correct, then, don't come for me if I ain't sent for you. That'll be one thing you ain't gonna do. I've had people come up on me like that, but then it was just like, if you have, your differences, and I'm like, oh, okay, I appreciate you showing me your perspective. I'm being open-minded on seeing that. And I appreciate it, and I can understand where you came from, and I can also respect that. But this is how I feel about that, and I'm okay with being right there because I'm an INFJ. If I, if I see something a certain way, I can have a change of perspective. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that person being authentic with me and saying that. It's a difference between somebody being passive aggressive, is just really trying to just trigger somebody, and being able to say, I don't agree with that, but I can understand the point you're trying to get me to see, and I get it, but I still have that. And I'll be like, okay, but you shouldn't feel bad for standing your ground. It should make you feel bad when you're not. That's not you being authentic. If you're saying one thing, but your mind is telling you something else, you're not being real with yourself. And that's what's bringing up. You have to be authentic with yourself. There's a lot of things you may not agree on. You have to be able to be that way. Is that we are magnets for all sorts of things, and so many good defense is critical. Yeah, it is. It's like Jackson, be transparently truthful. Yeah, that's why I do it in a heartbeat. I'm not afraid to let people know that I don't want to do that. It's like, go there, be that, whatever it is. Like I tell people, it's okay not to return a text message that day. You may be going through stuff. Y'all know I'll be quick putting on my community, hey, self-care day for a few days. I'll be, be back. And I feel bad about that because I feel like I'm missing out on something. But it's just like, girl, you are tapped out. You are really tapped out. Even Antoine, I'm like, sis, go ahead and recharge, because I'll be here. And it was like, what was it? The chat before, what was the last chat? I think it was last chat. And I was just really tired because it was just like doing so much throughout the week. And I'm just like, I'm spent, and I felt bad because I'm used to, being there, I'm supposed to feel like the glue that's holding the family together, but there's days I get tired and I have to be able, I'll be trying to force myself to do something. But if I'm forcing myself, I'm not going to have a good connection with trying to communicate with you or trying to, get stuff from up there to communicate, place on myself to project and reflect towards y'all to do the same, so I have to be able to do that. But it's just like with that, Jackson, you're allowing yourself to know this is where I need to be worked at. I should not have an issue with myself of going against the grain and saying I don't agree with that. Because anytime you feel a certain way, but you projecting something else, you're not keeping it real with yourself. It's okay to not be okay sometimes. There's going to be days that you're mad as hell. There'll be days where you can be pessimistic Patty today and look at the whole world as being your whole enemy. You can feel that way. There's a lot of times people are like that. Yeah, you have to be able to be honest with yourself. And that's what it's telling you. I used to be that way. And then it's just like, and it was just like, not actually, I don't know what it was. It's like being like that in high school. And I'm not saying that as in a mature way, but there are certain times you can be like that in school during your adolescence. You can be that as a grown person, or there's still some old folks to be running around here still doing that. But when you're going through that spiritual change, it will show you where you need work at. Like somebody can say something to you and it, you took it personal and got mad about it. That's showing you right there. You need to work on the fact of you not being mad at just because somebody else want to project. You don't have to allow yourself to be bothered by when somebody else be project. It just basically depends on what it says. But, for example's case, right now we're all going through different things where it's showing you what part of your life it needs to be worked, what things you need to be so fixated on where you need to fix this, where it can align with your strengths so there ain't no more weaknesses. And there's a lot of different things we facing with that. Because it's like you getting placed in that where, everything is coming across the board where you're being leveled off. Like your weaknesses is going to be stronger than the strengths you already had. And it's like, being honest with myself and others is a whole lot easier than, complicating things with untruths. Yeah. Because there'll be certain times where it was just like recently, there were certain things I didn't want to do. And I was like, ugh, I don't feel like doing that. It's like, okay, so why don't you say something? And I'll feel bad, because it's just like I didn't have a commitment towards something, but I felt like I should have did it. But it's just like when I'm doing it and I'm neglecting myself, heck no, I'm gonna stand my ground. And it's like anytime, and this is how you know that you get peace. And a lot of times it's hard to do that, especially if you're so used to doing that for a long time. So it can be both ways where when you say no or you making a decision that's really tough for you, you may see it as really tough and it could be simple to somebody else or vice versa. And when you do that and you stand there and you get peace after that, that's like, you made a good decision. You are actually standing your ground. You feel peaceful. Yes. Now that's letting you're honoring yourself. It's just like, yeah, it's just like being, oh yeah, it's like Timber, you're right. It's like Nick says, yeah. It's like, yeah. It's like we're doomed to trip over the same lessons if we don't. Pretty much. You ain't trying to go through that recycle situation. You don't. Because it's like, you didn't learn. But like, oh, okay, you missed it next time. You got to go around that trip again. You're not trying to go through that. But a lot of these different situations are showing you where you really need your work at. What parts you really needs to heal, what parts of you that needs to be strengthened because you have it, but these situations is pulling it out on where you're highlighted on what needs work. And it's like, yeah, relearn stuff all the time. Yep. And it's like, and a lot of times when you relearn it, there may be certain things that you didn't catch the last time. And it's not bad with starting over because you just don't know how much information you're going to get that you didn't get before. It's like I made an example one time. It's like, how you can, there are certain cities that have buildings with the rotated door, that glass rotating door, whether it's like at Tiffany's, Saks, or what, whatever, or even be some of these corporate, buildings. And it's just like, if you notice you be in that rotation for so long, you'll start noticing little details that you didn't really catch before. You'll start noticing there's a little crack in the corner over there, or there may be a spot that somebody's, scuffed some paint on. You're doing that. It's like, this is our first time in a chat together. And so, oh, okay. Yeah. It's like, I know, right? And it's like thumbs up. Yeah, here go Antoine, thumbs up, because Temper was doing it earlier. And but yeah, you're going through all these different things and you're learning. You're really learning about yourself. And a lot of times it can be very frustrating, but when you get to that peak and you see in all the benefits you got from that heavy situation, it's going to be a blessing to you. Is that then you become empowered. Yeah, when you feel that the sensation of joy, accomplishment. Yeah, it's just like your tiny victories, And I feel like you should congratulate yourself if you've been that person that's had so much negativity coming into your life, right? And you're going through an intense transition, and and you are more of a pessimist than an optimist. You know what I'm saying? So if you went a whole day without thinking anything negative, thinking somebody is out to get you, and this and this and that can give you a good feeling, like, you know what? For 24 hours straight, I didn't have a pessimistic vibration about me. That's letting you know you're getting into that move of things. You may not like what position you're being placed in or situations that's taking place in your life. There's a lot of times that happens with us, but these are the benefits of showing you what you maybe overlooked before, because a lot of times you miss out on blessings when you're focusing on a mistake. You don't know how many blessings is coming past you, but you were so focused on something that can't be changed. It's already spotlighted. Now it's on to the next. And it's like, yes. And it's like those doors at the airport too. Yeah. It's like I look back and know we worked hard for our blessings. It is, because a lot of times I've gone through a lot of painful situations in my life. And I said, why me? Why did I have to go through this? Mine was very intense and was crazy. But it's just like when I see that pain had a purpose to it. It may not even have been about me, even though it was fixated on me, placed on me, but it was about the people I was going to meet in the contact of that, to be able to relate to that pain that I carried. So I love the fact that I've gone through this. It's like anytime I feel the projection of negativity, I used to feed into it in the past. But recently, yesterday, I've started to imagine the ocean washing it away, and it's not my problem to solve. Someone else's. It's not, because a lot of times we feel like when we're in a relationship, I need to heal this person. You can't heal nobody. You cannot. That's not what you're here for. You can't force anybody into healing. You cannot make a baby walk when it's still in his crawling stage. You gotta allow that to just happen on its own. It's like good, and that's good, because you went. And it's just like you're allowing yourself to not feed into that. Because a lot of times when you're an empath, it's just like sometimes we can link into that vibration and not even notice it, But then it's just the fact is you seen that lets you know you're going through that change because you noticed it before it happened. It feels good to help other people. I love it. Yes, he's like, you talking good. What? Anton, when I'm not. But this is what we go through. And it's like Nikki, it's like help others without harming yourself. Yeah, it is. Because a lot of times we feel as empaths, this is our rightful duty to heal people. You don't heal nobody. You heal yourself. You give that seed of education towards that person, and they got to be able to do it themselves. That's something you're not forced to do that. It's like but it's just the fact is when that negativity is going on. You can know when somebody's gaslighting, or when something is just not feeling right to the soul, like I don't want to do that no more. And it's just like, I used to be that type of person where I was very brutal with my words. I didn't care who it hurt. I felt like, shoot, you got to respect the game of me being truthful. I ain't say it wasn't going to hurt, but you can respect the truth. But then I had to allow myself to know your projections of, you're using words that, you may feel that temporary emotion and you can't take that back. Even though you can be apologetic about it, that person's still going to remember what you did, what you said. So now it's like me just being discerning, like before you really made me come out of face with you, I'm gonna allow myself to walk off. As I was feeling sorry for myself one day, and I saw a girl that was 18 in front of me at the subway, and she was blind, an 18-year-old, and I knew God showed her to me for a reason. I can see and breathe. Yeah, because a lot of times we complain about a lot of stuff, and then you see some, and you always, and you could really be going through some really effed up stuff. And then it's just like, I got this going on, I got that going on. And they always say there's somebody always going through a worse predicament than you are, you know, because it's just like you stress out all the time. And it's like, okay, if we're in a room with 20 other people and they throw their issues, problems, and day-to-day life issues out, are you gonna pick yours up? Because you already know what you're dealing with yours. Or are you gonna pick up somebody else? Hell no, I'm about to pick up mine. I already know what I'm going through. And it's just like it says, see, I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. It's like I'm afraid to hurt with my words. And it's like, I can understand that. It's like, yes, gratitude helps out a lot. And so, Jackson, you can speak your truth with it's just like, don't feel like, if you're being discerning, because a lot of times it's hard for somebody to object towards something somebody else say and not feel like they did a bad thing. No, being a bad thing is agreeing against something that you hardly know you disagree to. And you can say things in a very therapeutic manner without having to hurt somebody. But a lot of times if somebody waiting for somebody to kiss their behind, because that's what they thrive off of, you feeding somebody's ego. And then when you're going against something like, oh, well, can I say this in a healthy way, or just get, I don't agree with it. Why? Such and such and such and such. And you can be very positive about that and still have a difference. But if you're dealing with somebody who is just, they feed off of people praising them, anything that go against that, that's already going to be a trigger for them anyway. So you ain't going to win with that one, but you can just say what you got to say. I've had bosses where they're used to people, and no one, I'm like, what the hell's funny? I ain't laughing. Like, shh, for what? I'm not laughing. I would be that one he couldn't stand because it was just like, I'm not that. I can't do it. And it's just like, it's an attitude. Yes, gratitude helps out a lot. And it's like, Jackson, you can speak. Oh, okay, I already read that one. It's like, you don't realize what he had or to appreciate it, and it's our privilege through our walks. And it's like the way certain people aim to wound others' ego is very sick. It is, I understand there's people that even I have to deal with, and they can pinpoint everybody else's issue and trigger people, talk down to them. But as soon as you tell them, hey, this is your issue, oh, you're already making them mad, because they know what their issues are about themselves. They just don't want you to pinpoint that out. They can pinpoint everything else out with other people, but they can't do that about themselves. And that means that they entertain somebody who's lifting them up. And that's outside external validation they need to when they have to lift their own self up. And it's just people like that. You're never going to win against that. And it's like, it's okay. It's just like, but you have to be, there's people that are still living through their ego. I've had to deal with people like that, and I'm just like one of the purebreds of Heyokas. I'm just like, I had a boss, is like prime example. He said he was going to be a drug counselor. Okay. To me and another co-worker, we were both, we smoked weed and junk like that. I used to be addicted to opiates. Used to drink a lot, smoke cigarettes, smoke weed, and I asked myself, oh, okay, so what was your party favor? What was that? You're like, what do you mean? What was your party favor? Were you on pills? Were you on heroin? Were you shooting up? Were you a snorter? What were you doing? You're like, oh, no, I went to school for that. Oh, okay. And he's like, so you telling me if you, no, I'm a person where I've been sober. Matter of fact, at the time I was still using, but I claimed I was sober, and I was like, I wouldn't go to you. And he was just like, I guess he thought I was saying that just to give him a hit in the balls or whatever. I'm like, no, I'm keeping it real for you. I'm keeping it real with you. I'm not going to go to you because you don't read a book about what people go through when they're when they're addict, or they fall off the wagon, or they're, whatever issues they may be going through that day that makes them go back to their old ways. I'd rather go to a crackhead that's been sober for like 10 or 15 years before I go to you about a book text. And he's like, why? I said, because there could be you could be having financial trouble, marital issues, stressed about keeping a roof over your head, You know, you don't know what addicts deal with, you know, to cope with whatever they got to deal with. You just telling me what a book told you. I'd rather go to somebody who been there where I've been at and tell me, okay, this is what I dealt with for me not to fall back off the wagon. This is what I did to do that. And that messed him. He got really mad. And then the co-worker was like, well, I'll see your point. Now I would have made the same choice too. But he got mad because I want to feed that ego. He was that type of person. He feeds off of people wanting to be envied, or you want somebody to praise him. And I just never did that. He didn't like me too much for that. And it's like, yeah, it's just like, let me see. Yeah. Okay. Almost reread something. It's like, tell someone you like their smile, you know, shirt, whatever. Don't say, oh, they're fat and smelly. It's like, you really know what their problems are. Just be nice. He's like, yeah, experience is truly the best teacher. It is. Yeah, it surely is. It is, you know, and I just, you know, I was that type of person that, especially if I seen that's what you were doing, and I ain't going to lie, I'll shoot you. I will make you guess your whole existence, especially because you come at me like that. It's like, you think I'm about to feed you. No, I'm going to just bring you right back down. I'm going to tell you what I really felt, you know, but then it's just like, I try to be discerning, because you just don't know. You know, I've had different people I worked with that was overweight and they had a really bad body odor. But then it was like, I didn't bring that to her attention because I knew they were in very bad situations where they were living in their car. You know, they were still trying to maintain a job, you know, and it's just other people talking back behind their back. And I'm just like, you just don't know what their situations is. Or even if you did, and there was still people just talking down that person because it gave them something to talk about, you know. But it's just like, you can speak your mind and be positive about it. You don't have to have, you know, and a lot of times it's hard for you to be that person that disagrees with somebody, but you are speaking your truth. It would disrupt your soul if you going against something that you know you don't feel is right. It's like so much energy. Everyone tells you, you need to do this, you need to do that. No, stop, you know, be ruthless to protect yourself against draining energies and stay strong, stay healthy. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Because a lot of times it's just like, you know, when you're dealing with a lot of different things, you know, you're dealing with a lot of different entities, you're dealing with a lot of different energies, and then you're dealing with a lot of people with a lot of different wounds. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you can still be positive, you know, but you can still keep it real. But there's a lot of times, like I said, if you're dealing with somebody who is on that ego trip, that anything that goes against what they say, you already being combative. It's like, okay, then you want me to be generic, but you ain't got, I don't know how to do that. And it's like, yeah, it's like, nice having you. Yeah, thank you. It's like, peace. But yeah, it's just like, you go through those day to day where you're learning more about yourself, about what needs work. You know, where do I need to heal at? Where are certain things that still bother me? And it's like, oh, hey, Stefan. It's like, hey, can I ask you something? Yeah, go ahead. It's like, go ahead. It's like, I'm an empath and I'm healing. Okay. What's going on? Okay, you're empath and you're healing. Nick, are you still here, or was that you saying you had to go by? It's like, peace, Timber. Or it's like, oh, okay. Talk to you later, Timber. And thanks for stopping by. But yeah, go ahead, Stefan. Oh, I'm just waiting for you to probably finish typing or whatever. But you know, it's like, oh, ha. I know. I was trying to see. I'm like, okay, somebody said bye or something like that, and y'all were typing real fast, so I didn't get a chance to see that. But yeah, it's just like, you're going through all these different things right now, and I know it can be it's like, I'm still here. Yes, okay, of course, okay. Wow, it's like, well, Timber, I hope you have a good evening. I don't know where part of the world you're at, but I hope you're having a good night. But yeah, so how can I heal against a narcissist that is on a blocking game? He blocks me. He is a Leo male and I'm a Pisces male. It's chaos. He's like, I like him and I feel like it's a soul tie. Well, it's just Stefan, when you're dealing with stuff like that, I mean, is this like, do you feel like this is your soulmate? Is a twin flame situation? I'm trying to figure out what it is, because if it's somebody, it's like he blocks me control because I have feelings. Okay, If it's something like he's obviously purposely, you know, wanting to block you, it's just like you have to be able to do something healthy for you. Because if somebody's just blocking you up, it's going to be that time like, am I going to try to force that person on me? Because a lot of times when people feel like they can control them, they feed off of that. And a lot of times you have to do what's best for you. You may have feelings for that person, but sometimes you have to just, like that person from a distance. I've dealt with a lot of narcissists, and it's just like when you're dealing with stuff like that, they get off on you begging for that attention, or you're being, overly trying to like, oh, I want to talk to you and this and this and that. And they feed off of that. And they don't, they get off on like wanting somebody to be all up in their face, knowing good and well that feeds their ego. So it's just like a lot of times you have to be able to honor yourself. It's like he gets mad whenever I speak my mind, and then it's constant struggle. It's the sex is the bomb, but the feelings. He is just wants friends with benefits, and that's like dishonoring yourself. I've been through situations like that. And if you're a narcissist, you don't like anything is telling you the truth. Automatic, that's an automatic defense mechanism for them. They'll straight ghost you for that. And they play that to a role. And it's just always got to be the one that got the bomb stuff too. It's like to be the bomb one. And they know that. And that's when the ones they feed off of that, when they know they can, do that hula hoop on you, and they have your nose wide open, running around here walking on clouds. But then it's just like you have to do what's best for you. And that's a blessing, and a lot of times that's like karma. I don't know if you ever heard of that before, when it's like, when that situation is there and it's giving you that decision. But a lot of times we make decisions based on how we feel about somebody, and not about how that situation is damaging towards us. And those are the lessons that we get. And they'll get just like, really, that person will get really hateful, until it's like, when are you going to make that decision and honor yourself to disconnect? Because you don't need that type of situation in your life. You haven't argued with him for a year. It's like, I told him I changed. He calls me weak. Actually, no, he's being a weak one, because it's just the fact is, when you're trying to tell him about himself and he get mad, that's a weak moment. That's a weak card. This is like, oh, hey, Richard, is that changed this negative to a positive? Excuse use, mirror effect. Yeah, it's just the fact is, with me, I guess because I'm celibate, I ain't got time for nobody using their sex against me, but I've been there. And it's just like, you have to honor yourself. Anytime, you should be able to speak freely to your mate. Hey, this needs, this is a negative standpoint in our lives. I'm really trying to correct that. And if it's just like, yeah, he's like, yo, girl, is that what I'm saying? Yo, true. And you're right. And it is. And it's just like, that people, when they don't like hearing about themselves, because they already know what the issue is. They just don't need you to be calling it out. You need to be okay. And it's like, knowing this, he really, and he know that, but when you dealing with a narcissist, that's where your karma kicking in. Because you dealing with somebody who's dishonoring not just you, but themselves, and it's just fact is, they want to project on everybody and use their victim. They like that narcissist stuff. They can, when you blowing, basically you blowing smoke up their booty, and they like that mess, and you feeding into, ego boosting. But when you try to tell them what the issue is, that's when they get mad. They don't like that. And it's like you still young. You still young. But it's just like, these are the things. But shoot, even I know, Antoine, it's just like, I've seen my age. I'm in the 40s, and I know people that are older than me still dealing with stuff like that. It ain't even about age, because narcissism, you already know they come in groups, And it's like, I see where young going. It's like, oh my God, I haven't felt this in a very long time. And it's so great. But it's good to have a talk about stuff like this. I've been in narcissistic relationships. I can totally feel you. But this is that time. This is that time when you're in a toxic situation. The sex can be bomb.com, and then a couple of other acronyms and junk like that. But this is that time where you need to honor yourself. I don't need to be anything where it's sucking the emotion out of me. It's taking my peace and it's turning it into a war. You should be able to honestly speak. Friends, benefits, homie, love a friend, pillow talk, all that. You should be able to do that. It's like, can I ask you a question about energy and sex? Go ahead. Long as you ain't disrespecting me, I'm good. You can ask whatever you need. I'll try my best to answer, the best way I can. I promise I'll keep it appropriate. Baby, when you keep it true, I'm like, not TMI. It's different when we having a one-on-one conversation. I'm like, girl, let me tell you this and this and that. That'd be off, but we here, So I'll try my best to be able to answer the best way I can. It's like, I don't tell people like, oh, I don't want to talk about that. It happens. It's like, I can't do friends with benefits. And you shouldn't. I mean, there's some people that is like, sometimes it's just like I always tell people anyway, especially in this line of work I'm in, having multiple partners, and whether you're gay, straight, whatever, or you being curious, whatever, it's the energy. It ain't even about the STDs, but the energy is about as bad as the STDs. All that different energy and multiple, all this stuff, and you bringing in whatever karma they tend to collect along the way. And with you having a friend with benefits, that means they got multiple partners. And these are those, when we're placed in situations like that, and I've been in that, where you have to be able to love yourself enough to back away. Because this is very dangerous, because nowadays they got diseases and stuff they don't even have names for yet. These things, if you look too long, you probably catch something. You have to be able to, do that. That energy bring them. Yeah. And it was just like, I'm going to go now and see you guys later. Oh, I understand, Vi. I forgot, baby. I forgot you were on here. My bad. We'll talk again, boo. When you have a good night, it's like other folks can that been there, but you have a good night, baby. If you need to, you know how to get in touch with me if you need to. I forgot that you were on here. I apologize about that. But when you're going through all these different things, a lot of times universe sets this up to honor yourself. You can love and have feelings for this person, but you have to understand you can't expect somebody to give you a love when they're not giving it to themselves. And then when they're wanting to do that, multiple partners, people do it, what is the pilgrim, what is that mess when the sister wives stuff? What is that? I forgot what it is. The polygamy, people want to be swingers and stuff like that, even though that's scary as I don't know what to me, because you're having all these multiple partners. But a lot of times you're going through a karmic, the polyamorous, you're going through these different things where it's showing you to honor yourself, and a lot of times we get swept away because the bed, the pillow, the bed stuff is good. And a lot of times we throw out our self-respect and dignity out the door because it's bomb. No, you need to be able to get like, that's very dangerous. And you don't want to do that. It's that Jezebel spirit pretty much. Because a lot of times, that's why I said I'll wait until I'm married. It ain't even that serious. And yes, I get lonely. Yes, I be feeling like I got an itch that I need to scratch. But there's too many things out in this world that's about as bad as them daggone STDs. And it is just the demons that they keep along with it. It's like my mama say, bless you, Roslynn. Tell her I said, bless you too. Much love to her. Yeah, so you going through that, and and I know it's hard, especially when you have caught feelings for that, and it's just like, that's all well to the good, but where's that feeling coming for you? Are you nurturing yourself by being attached to something like that? Because nowadays it's just like, I've seen how careless people can be when they know they got something, and they'll sleep with you and not even tell you, and that'll be a whole nother fight that you about to cause. You know what I'm saying? But you have to do what's honoring to yourself. Don't entertain something because the sex is good. That's not good enough. You gotta stimulate my mind. But I know I was 29 years old too. So I know it's like, do you believe in demons, entities, transfer of people? Yes. Yes. Yes, I do. I've seen it. I felt it. I've done it. Yes. It's like you have to remember you first. It's like I rebuke, but I'm like obsessed with him. Baby, you got to get unobsessed with him, because it's just like he probably done curved you the song, and probably ain't nobody else ain't been able to do that with you. And a lot of times that's how the devil get to working. You know, and it is. He's like, because of the sex. Yeah. I've been there where somebody had me looking like I was tiptoeing through the daggone tulips. You couldn't do no wrong. Even though I knew he was doing everything wrong. Sleeping around with every daggone body. You know, but I was like, God, no, but it's so good though. No. No. Almost had to scalp him. He almost made me go homesick on something. You know, and he's like, I need a salt. What'd you say? Let me see. I need a salt bath. I want herbs to wipe away the negative shit. I mean, yeah, it's just the fact is, but even with the salt bath, it's not going to get rid of that energy. Like if that person is like a walking jinx, like that all hell breaking loose in his life, you going to catch that same type of vibration into you on top of whatever else he got going on. And that's not healthy. You know, it's not. It's like, what will, like, okay, like if he got a lot of drama coming in, because a lot of times friends with benefits got drama, you know, because some of them, they be having folks want to bust windows out of cars and, you know, burn up stuff or whatever. Oh, excuse me. But whatever kind of situations they're constantly in, you going to follow suit behind all that that's coming into their life is coming into yours. So basically, whatever karmic field that they're holding, you going to hold that one at the same time. Baby, they ain't worth all that because you don't know what's going on when you ain't there. You know, because if he blocking you, trust me, he stay busy. He stay busy. And this is something you got to unobsess yourself about. Because a lot of times God will bring people in your life to treat you like dirt until you allow yourself to say, it's either him or me. Baby, I'm picking me. I'm going to be selfish on that sense. And that's what it's doing. You know, it's like, I think the devil possesses our vessels when we're reacting with the constraints of the seven deadly sin. I believe it too. I'm so happy I'll live alone. I'm keeping it that way too. It's like he stayed busy entertaining other spots. He is. And you don't know what's going on. You know, because I know if I've seen certain situations that I've been in, and I know what that person did with me on questionable moments, and I said, oh Lord, no, because if he doing this with me on questionable moments and somebody else is just like, ugh, you don't know what the heck that person bringing back to you, you know. And it's just like, and you ain't even explored life enough yet. Even though you're 29, you still ain't explored life yet. I've had friends that caught that package that ain't even been out. I mean, still got Similac behind the ears, and that broke my heart. I was so angry when I've had friends that got HIV, you know, and stuff like that, and they look very healthy. And it's just like, I'm like, baby, aren't you like 23, 24? Yeah, I'm 24. And that broke my heart all over some good stuff, you know. And it's a lot of times, you know, they say it's just like when you have it in that gender fluid, all this stuff. I feel like that's everywhere. Some people are like, oh, the gays have it out. No, it goes in every all of it, straight, gay, curious, whatever, you know. And this is about as bad as the entities that they carry along with them. And it's like temporary pleasure isn't worthwhile. It sure ain't, because that long term, no, you don't. And it's just that you have to allow yourself, Stephan, to just really work on yourself. You know, you're going to find somebody out there with you that is going to be that perfect match for you. But you have to be able to work with yourself first. You have to honor yourself, because it's like, I had to find out when I allowed myself to entertain that, I was not loving myself, because I allowed somebody to see me as an object, you know, see me as just a place to play for a minute. You know, and they seen everybody else that was like that. You have to be able to say, I come first. I'm not wanting to be a friend with the benefits. I want somebody to be committed to me. You can't force somebody to be in a situation they don't want to be in. Narcissists, they don't love themselves. They looking for external validations, and they're going to run out every supply, because they're going out outside when they're not going inside. And when you're telling him about how he's doing something or how he makes you feel, oh, they get mad, because they don't want anything going against what games they're not playing. They're the games they choose to play. And then when you start telling them too much about themselves, oh, they do that quiet mode on you. They'll block you and all that stuff just because they know that's going to get a rise out of you. And it's like advertising you as their object. Yeah. As I find pleasure in my own life, in my own way, sex can't be that. Okay. It's like, wow, I'm starting to do that now. And yeah, you're right. I mean, it's hard. It's like they get pissed. Yes, because you're not feeding that ego. It's like, oh, you're so fine. And oh, you do this to me, because you fill in that head with something they can't get themselves. They can, but they choose to get it from other people. You know what I'm saying? And narcissistic lives, especially when you're dealing with all these daggone different folks, they want to control they want to be able to control you. And they know the best way to do it is with the head game and the other head game. It could be with females or whatever. They play mind games like that. They'll have them blown out and it make them not, and everything else goes out the door. Self-respect, dignity, and all this other stuff. And then, you don't want to find yourself, from making a temporary decision and having a permanent issue. You don't want that in your life. Says Stephen, you came woke, and it's like what you really wait a minute. It's like, Stephen, you came awoke, then really the what really is going on. Oh, let me plug my computer up. It's about to go out. Oh, hold up, y'all. My computer about to die. Oh Lord, my legs got stiff. Okay. But yeah, you're welcome, boo. It's no problem. I try my best, and he's like, I don't judge, because I don't have my little wild moments too, But I'm glad I'm more informed now. I'd rather wait. People like, you do that on purpose. Yeah. There's too much stuff around here. And I know how trite people can be out here nowadays. You run around here with that package, the gift to keep on giving, and you want to mess up every person's life and don't even tell them you got nothing. And that, even though that's attempted murder right there anyway, and stealthing. A lot of people don't know what stealthing is. When you sit up here and pull that your protection off, and when a person tell you they need to wear protection and they take it off, that's already a crime committed right there too. When people try to do stuff like that, you welcome, baby. It's just like you have to be able to make that choice. Is it this person that don't even think about you when they feel like thinking about you, or you being with somebody that really appreciates the fact is they're, y'all are changing. You should be able to tell each other about what's the good thing, what's the bad thing. It's like relationships is built on communication, and if you can't communicate and tell them that, they ain't the person you need to be with. That is not. And it's like dealing with folks like that is very dangerous anyway, especially when they have multiple partners. You don't know what you're dealing with those. But I hope I was able to, answer that question for you. Because, I've been there. I've been there with that. I've been there, done that, and just blessed that I can be able to survive, and be okay after I left that situation. But, it's just like we're all learning about different things about ourselves. We're all growing through our mistakes, our issues, our wounds, our triggers, all these different things that is taking place. And you know what, y'all, this is like a record for me because it's almost been 3 hours I've been on here. And I ain't never been on no daggone chat, not on mine for no 3 hours. I've been, being a guest and somebody like, hey, I'm just popping in, popping out. But yeah, we're just going through a whole lot of different things. It's just like right now, we looking at truth tellers, through the life. Really looking through. It's like, you were awesome. Well, thank you. I try my best. I say I don't sit up here and, judge anybody. I'm not God. I can't. It's like we living it, Roz. We have to. And then the second wave is coming, y'all. It just feel like apocalyptic now on this earth. Hell breaking loose, racial stupid stuff going on in the world, all these natural disasters. And it's just people, they taking everybody out. The babies is coming back, and these new pandemic babies. These, I don't know. It feel like artificial intelligence with them because they very advanced. Is that what's your zodiac sign? Taurus. It's like Taurus, but I got another couple of things that follow behind that too on different, on different vibrations of me. I'm like, shoot, I'm the whole, I'm everything. That's why it's like I'm everything, But yeah, you're going through all these different things, and I hope that cleared your question up for you. It's just up for you what you need to really do. This is that time where you got to place all that extra love in you, to yourself. You really do. It's like, Pisces. I know some Pisces. I don't have Pisces in me, but mine is like, what is it? Scorpio, Leo, Gemini, and a little bit of Cancer, you know. But I'm glad I can be able to help you. And so I'm Pisces. Girl, I thought you were gone. I said, you was like, good night. Are you back on with me? You're like, it's like, I'm Pisces to the max, dang it. It was like, I'm Cancer. I already knew. It's like, I knew Anton was something about some. I said, I knew something with him because yours is bold. It was like Pisces or oh Lord, man. You know, it's like, oh Lord. But yeah, it was just, I guess I don't, people are like, what's your birth sign? Or what's your sunshine? I'm like, why y'all trying to know all that? You know, it's like I had to talk to my mom. Okay, I didn't know what you were doing. I thought, because I seen Anton sit up here and say goodnight. And Nick said goodnight and stuff like that. And Jackson did. So I thought you were gone. He said Pisces is Omega of the zodiac. We are all fish. It's like, it's like they feel energy like wildfire. I mean, I think it's just anybody who's very in tune. I guess it's just the fact, people like, oh, all these Cancers do this or all these Tauruses do this. I just feel whatever you're in tune with, that's what they do. I really don't see it as in, zodiac signs, even though I know other people do. I just don't feel it like that. As I love peace, happiness, life, changing facts and encouragement to do the bold things. It's like, yes, people will say this is not the way and they are just jealous and what is like what they have and it just need to appreciate you. Yeah. He's like, yes, you go, girl. Thank you. I'll just keep it real. There's a lot of people that really truly appreciates my truth, but there's also a lot of people that I trigger and they say really negative things to me. And I just laugh it off. I'm like, really? Okay. Because it was just like last week, somebody said I was a cultist. I was brainwashing people. I was like, dang, my power must be good. If I'm sitting there, what am I supposed to be? Gemma Jones? And who I was supposed to be. It was like I'm about what you are aligned with. Yeah. And it's just, it is what it is. I speak my truth. If it triggers you, and a lot of times it'd be funny because it'll be the videos that's talking about people that try to manipulate. And I'll be the ones that I'm like, oh, a hurt dog will holler. A hit dog will holler. I guess that's how you say it. It's like they're jealous. It's just, I've got it. Well, I can feel this energy of this dude. I'm Aquarius, I'm the original Heyoka. I'm Aquarius. Only Aquarius is only the real ones. I say, yeah, baby, you might be real, but God made me the limited edition. Watch me work. It's like he made me unlimited. It was like, no, there ain't nobody work like that. No, we special. It's like they hate your life. They do. And I mean, it's okay. I'm not that type of person that I'm ego. No, I'm good in my truth. My ego is just, it ain't working. I'm good. I always tell people it's okay for you not to agree with what I'm talking about. It's okay for you not to know what I'm talking about. My message is not meant for everybody. It's the people that relate to that or wanting to know about themselves. I'm not the type of person to force something on you. I just try as I do myself. I like to see things from different perspectives because I can see something some way. And if you find something that can change that, to sway that over, I'm like, oh yeah, I can admit I like that too. Or I appreciate me learning something new about myself or about something that somebody's bringing to my attention that, I would really feel intrigued about. So you just never know. It's like you a humble queen. I try to, baby, as humble as I know how. I really do. People like, you need to humble yourself. You don't even know me. You don't know what my situation is. You don't know. I had to humble myself very quick. It's that you the type to walk down the street, working it and walk everything. I'm just comfortable being me. I can say, oh, part of this myself, I'm still working on. I can be honest about that. Some people be acting like they is together. No, I might be, my shit may be together over here, but over here I'm a whole hot mess and I'm still working on that, and I can say that. And it's just like you being authentic, you can say, I don't want anybody to ever feel like they can't come to me. And that, a lot of people are like, Roslynn, you don't judge me. I'm not God. Everybody done did some stuff in the world. Now, if you ask me my opinion on something, yeah, I can give you my opinion, but I'm gonna be very discerning on how I be discerning and mindful, how to be able to go about it. And, it's like we all understand construction. Yeah. It's just like be swinging the hair and walking in purpose. You know it is. Yeah, baby. I ain't walking in purpose. It's like you try to. I got a purpose somewhere. I may not know where that purpose is, but I'm gonna find out today. But yeah, it's just I deal with a lot of different people that is just like I'm in competition. I'm like, baby, I'm in competition with myself. I got my own blessings. I ain't trying to block you from yours, and you damn sure ain't blocking me from mine. And it's all about that. It's just being able to be free. That's why I love doing my live chats. We can all act the fool if we want to. What was it, Antoine? What was it, about 2 weeks ago? We had a whole hour talking about how we used to get our ass whooped back in the day. What kind of things that we got hit with, or what our parents did when they got ready to whoop our butts. It was just, and it's just being able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I love the fact that I can sit up here and say, hey, now Antoine have just had me blown up. Like, girl, you gonna have your chat today, and make me feel good, because it's like you like my presence. And it's just, I love to be able to have, a good talk where we can laugh. We can be able to talk about different things that we may be going through and struggling, and we need insight from other people. There's no judgment, not talking down to that person, not making them feel like their questions or their insight is invalid. I don't play that. I'm just like, hey, we all got issues. Some people know more than the other one, and vice versa. You don't know what kind of blessing you can help that other person through if you have overcome that. You don't know what that person is. And that's a good thing. That's why I like what I do. On here, it's like, yes, Lord. Then women, like you already. It's like Antoine, like, oh, it's like, especially in syllables. I don't want to think about it. It's like, I ain't got time for a competition. I don't. I'm in competition against myself. And I know I put up a post one day. It's like, there'll be some people, evil spirits out there. Instead of saying that you inspire me, they will use you as competition when they know, you really inspire them. But instead of that, they hate on you. And they use, oh, I got this, I got that. Okay, congratulations. What do you want me to do? You want me to be mad? I'm not going to be mad. I appreciate you. I'm working on myself over here. What I got to get mad for? And say, I love your bright, good energy. I appreciate it. I love yours too. I always try to be able to do that. But, a lot of times, people have an issue with that, but that's more their problem than it is mine. You already showed me what your purpose was just by how you projected that on me. He's like, you want a cookie? Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh, okay. Yay, go you. It's like, I just ain't got time, It's like, I'm just very chilled back. You know what I'm saying? I'm very authentic, very transparent. There's some days you can catch me crying. There's some days I'm be mad as hell. There are certain days I'm just not going to be bothered. And I'm okay with that. You have to be okay with that. When and a lot of times we seen as the black sheep, I always heard like when you cuss a lot, and I've been having to clean up my language a lot because I can't be doing all that. But they always used to say the people that cuss a lot is the main one to tell the truth, because they don't care. They really don't care. It was like, it was just like, yeah, share them cookies. He's like, where the cookies and shit? We got to be all like that. Then eventually I always need to be alone to try. Ooh, baby. Because I'll be trying to be, I know last week when I was on here, when I say I was stretched out, it was like stressed out and stretched out at the same time, and still trying to be here. And, clearing all this, you can see the energy just coming past in my lights and my camera. You can see it just fluctuating. It's like, yes, that when we got you, it's like we got what is that? You got that right. And it's like, indeed. It's like, I'm working on my cousin. I ain't got to. I'm like, what the I'm like, I ain't even about to say I had to catch myself. But it's just like, I be working on it. I'll be hearing my family like, what are you doing, baby? Stop doing that. Stop cussing that word, and be all like that. But it's just like, when you're allowing yourself to say, I'm in the presence of my construction, I'm not, I always tell people, I used to work on that masterpiece. You a work in progress. That's what I used to say. But I'm like, no, you in that new age where you working on your masterpiece. Okay, you working on that masterpiece, but the work in progress. You were there like three shifts ago. You working right now where you're seeing where your issues are. You calling yourself out and acting accordingly, you know, and then you're allowing yourself to say, I'm fixing this about myself, and be honest about it. You know, yeah, I'm a little bit stuck and confused on this part, but I'm solid as rock right here, you know, and that's letting you know where it's at. She's like that aura light going. It's like, oh my God, I mean, nasty with the truth. It is. It's like, it says she has that aura light going on. I do it. Like, you weren't here earlier, Anton, but it was like when I moved my hand. See, I move my hands, and it's just like light starts popping off and junk like that. It's like I can verbally smack someone down and never cuss once. With me, I'm used to, girl. My words were like a sword. Gensu. I try not to do that. Do you know my cousin Breezy Be Easy? Yes, I know. She's always on here. Is that tarot reader? She referred me to you, and I followed your YouTube. Yeah, I remember. That's why I was trying to figure out who. Yeah, I'm over there. That's my girl, my Bostonian. And it's like the other day I said, it was like hell, and it's like literally like projected it to myself within the experience of reality, like relax. It's like Stephen, it's like for real. Wow, yeah. But I do know her. Yeah. And she always give me the little hearts, but I knew you, but I was just trying to figure out, okay, I got a lot of people, on my page and stuff like that, and I be trying to remember everybody for who they are. It's like I gotta learn to cut people, but I cut myself, and it gets me nowhere. Yeah, it's like Breezy. I love her energy too, and especially her accent when she starts talking. It's like I love her accent, because I was like, oh my gosh, she's a Bostonian. I love the accent. But yeah, and it's just like because I had a situation the other day. Prime example. My neighbor, she was going through her surgery and stuff like that. And I said, I'm going to help her, because I guess it's like her nurse didn't come by or whatever. And we live right there, and I work from home, and I was over there, and it was just like, I was neglecting what I got to do here, because I was helping her over there. But I was starting to get overwhelmed, because it's like, I'm not used to being around people like that, every day, because I'm used to being by myself. Straight introvert. I don't be around people like that. And next thing you know, it got to that point where you wanted to manipulate. I'm like, okay, I ain't feeling well or whatever, just to see I'll throw that out there, just to see how your response is going to be. Oh, you weren't worried about me. You wanted me to still come over here, bump what I got going on, but you want me to come over there. I had to be able to allow myself, like, first I was texting it, and it was just like, because you come out of face with me, I might have to cuss your old ass out. And I'm trying not to sit up here and disrespect my elders like that. So I sent a text. And I guess, at her age, she probably don't, she don't read stuff like that. Now I had to talk to her. She got mad, but then her true self started coming out of that situation. And I was just like, that kind of pissed me off. I'm like, okay, well, I'm trying to be honest with you. I already sent 2 texts, but now since it was like universe told me, let her hear what you got to say. Don't run. Let her hear, because I don't like confrontation, because it can get very ugly with me if I get in a confrontation. So now it's just like, okay, I said, are you mad at her? No, even though she did some really hateful, foul stuff, the way she came at me, but I said, I'm okay. It's just, you lost a friend, but you didn't gain no enemy. But you done showed me your truth when it came to you. And I'm good. After that, I'm straight good. And a lot of times you got to be able to cut folks off, because a lot of times people see empaths as being idiots. That's what it is. It's like you gotta learn to cut people off. And okay. And it's like Breezy, good energy too. It's like, hello, how are you a ghost of George Floyd? What? Because your brain's taken. I don't even know how to take that. It's like, are you? No, I've been here before George Floyd passed, so I'm trying to figure out. You're like, no. It's like you're breathtaking. But I guess I appreciate it. But yeah, but it's just like going through stuff like that. People, yeah, me too. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, thank you, I guess. But going through all these different things, it will show you what you cannot keep continuing to do. If this person is like, people see empaths and they feel people that we're weak. because we're empaths. We always, we always go for the underdog. And it's just like, no, we just try to always find the good in people, even when the other ones can't. Sometimes we're trying to find it in Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, and Chucky, all them different things, but you have to be able to honor yourself. When things are draining you and you see people trying to manipulate you and you pressing boundaries and they get mad, because the fact is they can't benefit off of manipulating you anymore. He was like, yeah, oh yeah, respect. He was like, he was a look, I already see what you about to do, boo boo, and you about to get no, you being rude, and I'm not gonna do that. So, yeah, I'm just go ahead and see if I can delete. Can I delete this? Hold up. Okay. Delete him, because I'm not, you ain't gonna come on here and start talking about something about no George Floyd. Oh, okay. I already see who this was. This is a supremacist, so I ain't got time for all that. We're gonna be back to our peaceful schedule, station. But yeah, do away with vampire energy. Yeah, they will suck the life out of you, just like that one did. We were having good conversation until this boo. Then you want to talk about George Floyd. Dude, do you really want somebody to spiritually get in contact with you? You don't do that. It's like, you're welcome. You're welcome. Because that kind of disturbed me in a racial way. Like, dude, don't do that. God can spiritually connect with you, and you're not gonna like that. But I'm like, no, I'll handle it. All right, because don't do that. You're crazy. They jump into portals. They do. They really do. You see what the world's about now. It's just like, if you are a person of color and you actually know what you're talking about and your strength is strong, you will intimidate the hell out of a lot of racist folks to where they will try to trigger you in any kind of way. And it's just like that. It's like, all right, cussing him out. It's like, yeah, crazy. It's like, it's disturbing. And it's disgusting to me. And it's just like, that's the worst thing I hate, when you're on a good roll, a good vibration, a good energy. They always have that one stupid one. They want to come in and try to troll up everything. I can't stand that. I'm like, dude, is your self-esteem like this much where you have to come in? So you can see my energy is starting to change a little bit, because that light came in, It's like, I didn't like his energy, because first thing he did is bring up George Floyd. Like, are you really going there right now? I'm like, you really don't want to do that. Like, please, my spiritual enforcement is a beast. You don't want me to sit them there. They're already there. Don't do that. But yeah, it's like, I got to project my self-hatred by imposing it. Yeah, in 40 Palm Plays, I'm like, you really hate yourself. You are walking your own damn punishment. It ain't got nothing to do with me. But it's just like that race card. I can't stand that. I will cuss you out and it don't matter to me, and then send you packing. I ain't got time. But yeah, I'm like, off of that mess. I ain't got time. I ain't got time for no ignorant. But yeah, you have to be able to allow yourself to eliminate that equation. Anything that is dragging you, anytime you are around somebody that you feel like you got to walk on eggshells with, or after they leave, you feel like you can't even touch down on a touchdown. It just drains you. And that lets you know that it's like, this is like, number one, you got to shield yourself around everybody, because even when I go to Walmart, a lot of times I keep my sunglasses on, I keep my music on, and I got my crystals on me. I ain't got time. I do not have time. And it's like, Rob, focus on your great energy. That's what I did. I said, shoot. Yeah, that's why I said back to, no, we're going to talk about positivity things. But you have to know when it's time to eliminate any kind of vibration out of your life. And a lot of times, the reason why we connect with that is because there's parts of ourselves that we're not being accountable of. And that's how a lot of times it does. And it's just like, no empath like this, but it happens. Just let it go. And negativity, we're stronger than that. Yeah. He's like, I can't even take the time to spend. That's why I said what I said, and I'm back on positivity, because that shit was irrelevant to me. I ain't got time. But it's just like, when you start picking up a lot of things, especially people of color, you bringing out somebody's life that just got taken recently, and dude, you want to play like that? You really just don't know. It's like, you don't want to touch that side of the spectrum. You really, truly don't. It's like even go out with my meditation music and my Bluetooth. That's what I'm talking about. I'll listen. It's like with me when I go to the store, I listened, I picked out even, you know what, and it's just like when I went through my change, there's certain music I won't even listen to anymore. You know how like when you be going through that boo breakup situation, you know, and you start listening to like Karma Medicine, Clean Up Woman, all these different things that remind you of what this person did to you. And it's just like if I'm not living in that vibration, I don't want to, there's certain songs that I say I like this girl named Queen Naija. She's from YouTube and made it famous. And she has this song called Karma. I like the vocals on it because I like to be able to sing and harmonize like that. And it was just like, you don't even vibrate with that song because you're embodying whatever you choose to pick to watch, you know what I'm saying, or listen to, and all those different things. And those, you'll start, when you become more aware of yourself, you'll start being very selective about who you talk to, what you choose to entertain. I agree. There's like energy too. Yeah, movies. Like I love horror movies today, like to death. I said today, but to death. But there are certain ones that I'm guided to go watch because it's giving me a subliminal about what I may need on my next, my next voyage or my next shift or my next change. And I'm like, okay, because I'm always that type of person. There's like, okay, what urged me to want to watch this movie? What's the subliminal behind that? And there's a lot of different things like, movies, scary movies are the devil's work and stuff like that. I'm like, baby, if you only seen the stuff that I've been into, you wouldn't really say that to me. Because I've been dealing with some very hellish stuff since I've been little. I recommend Reinhardt Bar. He's like on YouTube and he's wonderful. Now, is this a guru or is it a meditation? What is it? Because I know I listened to, I forgot what that guy's name is. I know I think he's West Indian. But I can't remember. But he always got that turban thing on and he got long hair. He looked like one of our ancestors. And he be saying some really good stuff. And I know another guy, I think he's like Hawaiian or Samoan, or he could be a person of color. I can't remember. But it's just like I've seen an exorcism. Yeah, I've seen one. Like there's different times I've channeled, and it was just like, this is like right when I was still, like smoking on the devil's lettuce. And it was like people that tell me, Roslynn, I need your help for this. And they know I'm able to do that. And I can go to that spiritual world. It's like, I call it the land of the further, where, you're dealing with a lot of empaths that are still going through addictions. And it's just like, I've been there. I'm like, oh Lord, they dealing with some really heavy stuff. They trying to figure out, what can we do? So I'll go over there and channel myself through their vibrations. But then you can't do that, especially with the gifts that I have, because you can end up having the side effects from what that person is addicted to. And I can't be doing that. So, I had to learn my lesson through that, but I've done it, about different things. Because a lot of times we don't realize, it's like, when the devil can see that gift, he knows, and when he knows you have a weakness, especially if it's something like with a drug addiction and stuff like that, he knows that's the way of getting to you. When he lowers your fences, when your defenses are very low, these are the things that, this is the way he gets to you. So it's like I did one, and oh my God, it's tough and draining. Yeah, they talk back. Yeah, because it's like I had one. And then I start talking, what is it, Aramaic, in some kind of way. I was doing Aramaic tongues, and all of a sudden, it's like, hieroglyphs was coming up, and I guess it was like my protection or whatever was going up, and I was speaking in different languages and stuff like that. And that mess was crazy. I didn't know I could be able to do that. It's just giving meaning to the things you like and what you do and see, and just activate and trust yourself, like giving meaning to life, live life. And it's like, while giving back nature is healing. It's beautiful to see how. Now, yeah, no, I said now, how, no. But yeah, going on all those different things, it's just like, it's very crazy. Yes. You ain't gonna tell me. I've been at work where I used to say I worked at a place and I said, man, that's the devil's den. And they said, what you mean? I could be walking down, especially if you got the eye of the sight. That's what my mom and them used to call it, eye of the sight, where you can see through things. And I could see them things that had demonic attachments to them. And I said it was the devil's den. They said, why you say that? Because when I can walk past somebody and their face will morph, and I'm like, whoa, hold up. It was like, wait a minute. And there were different people. It's like, yeah, I've seen that before. And it's like, damn it, people down the road are shooting off fireworks. Scared me to pieces. Ugh. They still do that here too. I don't like it. It's like, especially we're down south. It's like 4th of July. What was it? New Year's, they shoot off shotguns here. When you're talking about somebody went under the bed, I thought we were having a shootout, and it scared the mess out of me. I'm like, like, I don't want to do it. Y'all, one moment, I have to go I got to do a pit stop real quick. I'll be right back. I didn't believe we've been over on chat like 3 hours, over 3 hours. I ain't never been 3 hours before. Hold on, y'all. How's that, y'all? Oh. Okay. My bad, y'all. I'm like, dang. But yeah, it's I'd rather people that understand how it is. Okay, wait a minute. I'm lost. Hold up. I am surrounded by friends now. Yes, I'm glad you see that as us. Like, it's messing with me as I get teary. Hold up. Y'all done said a lot of conversations that when I was gone. Okay. As I get teary eyed at times when I tune into other people out, tune people out. You have to. You shouldn't be feeling bad about that. Are you talking about where people are like very negative, or or you shouldn't? If you have to tune somebody out, don't feel bad for that. As I'm surrounded by friends now. Have to. I've seen lust and cold-hearted mess in people's spirit. Yes, Lord. And it's like that. That's because you sense you missed something. It's like, you shouldn't feel bad about that, because it's like when you're allowing yourself to disconnect from something that is like really, disrupting your soul, you shouldn't feel bad about that, because you're making choices to honor yourself. And a lot of times when you're so used to going against something that obviously is your body, your spirit, your intuitive, is trying to tell you, hey, you need to disconnect from that. Hey, you need to leave that alone. Don't feel bad for that. It's like, let me see. Or rather people that understand how it is. Yeah, it's like everything everything comes out okay, Rob. He was like, yeah, everything's good. And it was like, what are you talking about? When I went to the bathroom, you talking about when I was doing it? And I said, what are you doing? What are you talking about? When I went to the land of the further, which one are you talking about? Be specific. I don't know. It's like, well, it's like just be at the store at a mall or something and walk by people and feel their negativity by disconnecting from them. Oh, okay. And then you say you shouldn't feel bad though. You don't want. I mean, that's not your grief. That's not. Don't feel like you're being a martyr or something like that. If don't allow yourself to be feeling bad about that. You're just honoring yourself, and that's what you need to do. Girl, I'm fine. I just had to take a pit stop, come back. It's just the fact is my hip went to sleep. I sat up and I've been sitting here like for 3 hours, and I got up. I thought I was about to hit the floor. My circulation wasn't going through my leg the way it's supposed to. But yeah, I was going to the bathroom. I had no problem with going to the bathroom. And it's like, no, I don't feel bad. I feel their bad. Oh, okay. You're just, you're feeling somebody else's emotions. Timber, leave me a hell alone. I ain't about to deal with you. Like, everything came okay. Yeah, better. It's like, shoot. Because I was holding it, and I'm like, let me just tell them I'll be right back. I gotta go pee. And if it was something else, I'm like, hey, y'all, I got to go. It's like the bathroom calling me, I got to go. But yeah, it's just like now a lot of us is starting to become, you probably were in that type of vibration where you didn't honor yourself. There was a lot of people that didn't honor themselves before, and now you're starting to make the choices that are best suited for you. So if you're so used to going against something that was not right for you, and you're going to do that, you're going to be feeling all type of, it's going to be uncomfortable. But it's just like, it's a uncomfortable, but in your hindsight, you have to understand this is nourishing yourself when you're doing that. And it's like, you got to shed that. Yeah, it's just like their inner monologue screech. That's just, you being aware of that, but they're also being aware of it too. It's just up to them if they want to be able to heal it. I remember I was my own walking tragedy, going through that. And I truly understand that. I keep it real. There was a lot of times, even when I wasn't here, I was still talking about the stuff that I went through because it was like my spirit wasn't allowing me to heal. And I'm the type of person, I usually handle my stuff a different way than when I'm dealing with it now. And it was just like, I can't handle it like I used to. I can't be volatile like I used to be, because I used to be very volatile. You make me into that situation, it's going to be very bad for you. But now it's just like, I allow, the universe to take that. And it's like, but yeah, see, but I keep crying in the moment of passing these people. And it's just like, I understand that, Jackson. I really do. I've been there. It's just like, you're not saying nothing I ain't heard of before. And it's okay. It's bad when you can feel somebody else's pain. I've been there, whether or not it was in passing or I'm just communicating with people. There's time I went in the midst of crying because I can really find that element of pain that they really carry. And a lot of times people carry that and it's very heavy. But you're going through a thing. It's not making you feel soft, a punk, or anything like that. Don't feel like that's what I'm saying. But it's just the fact that you're going through that huge transition. And that's not easy. Especially if you've been doing it a certain way for so long and you finally doing stuff that is in a better benefit of you. That's not going to be easy because you're allowing yourself to take that huge shift right now. And that's what your intuitive and your intuition is guiding you to be honorable of yourself. You need to be okay with saying no. There's sometimes I feel bad for saying no. There's a lot of times when I feel like somebody may need some help, but I don't have nobody to help me to help them, because I had no energy left. And the people didn't care about that and wanted me to dishonor myself to make sure I catered to their needs. And I can't cater to somebody's needs when my needs aren't being met. And who am I going to go for first? I'm going to pick myself. Yeah, I'm just sorry. I got to do what I got to do for myself. And it's like, if I don't keep my wall up, the entire world screeches at me. I can't handle that. Well, it's just, you shouldn't keep a wall up either. You should be very selective about what you choose to be entertained, because a lot of times I know when we put walls up, it's because we had trust issues or we've had different things that's very detrimental that it makes us not want to have people close, which I get it. But it's at that time, you can block out a lot of things that's actually good and nurturing towards you while you're keeping that wall up. It's just with me, I don't keep a wall up, but I keep my distance. When I see that it's just like certain things is just, okay, I have to stop, went through that with the situation I was just talking about. I just had to cut that person out of my life. You showed me your true colors through your most potent moment. And I appreciate that. And that's how I allowed myself to know, sis, you are really changing. Because anybody else would have been like that. You would have read them frontwards, backwards, upside down, crossways, and cockeyed. I didn't allow myself to do it. I said, no, I didn't even have to do it. You doing it to yourself on how you just treated me. So how you treated me is how you treat yourself. So I had to be good and still send prayers that, that way towards them. So is that one, keeping it real. Second, it's like another person gives you a negative energy and just give it right back to them. I'll pull a matrix on them. You go ahead and get that right back. I'm gonna pull a matrix. It's like, why, Timber? What is? I'm a hypersensitive. I'm a hypersensitive too. I'm a hypersensitive on top of a hypersensitive. You just have to be, don't keep yourself, because a lot of times, I don't know if you're talking about where you don't let nobody in, or you just very selective about the energy you bring in. And that part I can agree with. But a lot of times when we're putting that up, we're not allowing ourselves to experience life, because it's like with me, it's just like I tell, people here, it's like physical. Anytime I have somebody I try to see as a friend, it don't never last long, because there's always something you trying to manipulate me to come on top for. And that's why I was just like, even where sometimes here I'm online, people try to play me like that. I'm like, no, you ain't about to play me. And when you do try to play me, you're going to end up playing yourself. Don't take me there. Do not take me there. And it's like, yeah, being very selective. Now that I can agree with. I do allow it's like a person in so I can help them. Yeah, it's just like, because I was at that one period, like I was getting manipulated all the time. Like people would know my weaknesses and pray against that, and I would get very angry and they let me, I'm not gonna let people in. And it was already before that. I had a friend that lost his life in a suicide, and that was really, and I was helping him here. That right there made me not want to get close to anybody else, because that messed me up for such a long time. And, then he comes back to me and he's like, don't you dare. Don't you do that. I'll still hear from him. Don't you do that. You keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a very good thing, with what you're doing, because I wasn't really about to stop doing this after his life was gone. I mean, that just messed me up emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. But he guided me to keep going. So, but I can understand why you're being selective on that. I do. When into my spirit space. Yeah. I mean, I understand that. You got to be you can't just bring everybody into your life, because you don't know what kind of intentions you have. And a lot of times, we feel like, oh, I should have been able to see that, because it's like now I'm at that frame of mind when I disconnect from somebody, it takes me back to show me where those red signs, those red flags were. It's like, remember this, remember that. You didn't, even though you felt it, I wasn't honored, and it was showing me where I didn't honor my intuitive when it was showing that to me, and it was just like, I needed that lesson to take place in my life. I got kind of aggravated about it. It's like, no, that was that lesson you needed to have. And then I can say, you know what, I appreciate that. And then it was allowing me to know, but I see how that situation changed me, because I'm so used to people trying to manipulate me to get what they want, because they see that good heart in me, then it's just like, I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing, just because they took advantage. That's more of their loss than it is mine. I'm gonna keep going, but I'm glad that situation happened, so I can remember, to pay attention to the signs that people give me. They always say, talk to somebody for almost an hour, and you can tell what kind of vibration they keep just by hearing how they talk, what they say, what they talk about. What that energy does when they're speaking. Is it shifting? Is it staying calm? Or it's all over the place? Or there's certain things about that person you can't put your finger on? If it's something like that, I ain't about to deal with you, because I already know you cloaking something. It's just ready to spill out at any time. It's like, yeah. So you're being very selective about different things that are taking place. You're going through a spiritual change as well as a spiritual growth. You're getting through all these different things, and, it's allowing you to live, learn, grow, and just be able to go to the next level. And those are the things you can truly appreciate. You may not appreciate it at that time, especially if it's like a negative experience. But then when everything is chilled out, you got into that level, you don't appreciate that, because it's like that situation, it kind of bugged me for a couple, for a day or two. But then it was just like, Don't get mad and feel like you wish you never did anything for that person. You were there. It showed you your blessings on what you did. Don't ever take that away from you just because you didn't appreciate them. But trust that karma gonna come back. But it ain't got nothing to do, with you. And usually that's how I know I've changed a lot, because it's like when I feel somebody's like, I can tell you got pissed off because I was speaking that truth, and you wanted me to get in that vibe with you. I'm like, you don't want me to give you what you want. You don't want me to do that. So I said, how you act to it is your karma. How I respond to it is mine. And I kept mine as a piece. So I ain't got to worry about mine. And a lot of times you got to be able to do that. But right now we're going through these learning experiences about the decisions that we make, behind the actions that we make, whether it's, being projected or towards us, or we're projecting towards somebody else. It's like a big learning thing right now that you're all going through, different things where that you need that work on. With mine, I'm working on letting go, because there was like, usually it'll be a touch base and I get mad about something like a day or two and I'll be all right. But then it's just like you're allowing that to occupy your space. But then it's just, even with this situation, you see how I talked about it and then just on to the next situation. It's just, some folks are just stupid like that. It's okay. You got to keep going. But y'all, it's been almost close to 4 hours I've been on here, and this is the longest time I've ever stayed on something like this, especially talking to multiple people. I'm used to this on a video chat if I chat with somebody, but not in live chat. I really love this though. But I'm gonna try to see. I don't want to put no promises up, but I'm going to try to see how it is for tomorrow. Because Anton, it rained here again today. I didn't do videos yesterday. It didn't rain, but today it wanted to. But I'm so glad the signal didn't get messed up. So we actually had a good conversation without it. I think it buffered like twice since I've been on. But y'all, I'm about to get off. I'm tired. I've been drained, but this is a good drain. And it was so good talking to y'all. But I'm going to try to see what's going on tomorrow. And I might have one. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna say yes or not, but it's like, wow, the rain. Oh, okay, you already know it's been raining here for almost like a month straight. It's like probably out of the 3 weeks, it probably didn't rain probably a day or a day and a half. Mainly. But yeah, is are you seeing me? No, I ain't seeing you. If I am, Timber, I'm so drained right now. I can't be seeing nobody right now. It's like I done projected all my stuff I can project right now. This is chill. I'm about to head out. It's like good chatting with everyone. Nice to meet you, Timber, Antoine. Take care, everyone. It's really true. It was like Sleepy Wolf. Yes, I'm tired. Yes, it was great. I'm glad you liked the chat. This is what we usually do during our chats. We talk therapeutically, helping each other out, sending each other peaceful vibes, or, if you have questions that you need advice on, I'm trying my best to be able to help out where I can. It says the leaves are almost falling from the trees. That it was like heat in mid-mirror. I believe it. So, okay. Put it wrong. It's like, have a good night. Yes, you too. Thank y'all so much for coming in. And it was really, really therapeutic. Even with that little incident, still therapeutic. So I'm glad that we had a very good conversation. Antoine, even though you late as hell, but that's all right. You always here on time anyway, but I'm just be poking with you for that. But y'all, thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. The support. You are so welcome, Nick, Timber, Anton, Jackson, much love to you as well. Thank y'all so much for stopping through. And I really, truly appreciate y'all. And I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for the support. But I'm going to try to see what's going on tomorrow. I don't want to just press on and say, yeah, I'm going to do it today. And the next, all hell breaks loose tomorrow. Depends on how I'm feeling. Because this is the longest I've ever been on here. And that energy has just been strong with all of us being on here. So I will talk to y'all later. And I'll drop something in the community vibe if I feel like I'm going to be doing something tomorrow. If not, y'all know I'm recuperating. Thank you for the hearts, Jackson. Much love. I'm sending y'all uplifting vibrations. Jackson, you're going to get it, okay? Don't be hard on yourself. You're learning to go through that change where you're truly honoring yourself, and you're already making good steps on, being strong within your own strength. So don't be hard on yourself. But I will talk to y'all on another day. you know, I want to say I'm gonna see y'all. I'm gonna virtually connect with y'all, but you know, I'll see y'all on my next video. You know, like I said, I did 2 videos and 2 podcasts. You know, hopefully I'll be able to see it. Yeah, I'm about to go to sleep. Y'all see I'm like this. I'm tired. So I will talk to y'all later. Much love to you. Bye.